And we're live.
We're live. Why are we live? We're everybody's alive. Rafal, what do you got me doing here today?
Well,
Okay, we ain't done a podcast in years, and now you want to do a podcast. We need to do a podcast. I'm Polish. We need to do more consults. You want to retire. We need to make more consults. I need to earn a living. So
That's
anyway,
it.
basically, he wants to do a podcast, and he thinks that's going to help. So enough people will take advantage of the opportunity to call me if they really want to make some money in real estate. Or if they want to talk to somebody, they can, I was going to use the F word, fucking trust. Because there's not a lot of people, I mean, there's a lot of people out there you can trust, but there's a lot of people out there you can't trust. And that makes a big deal to be able to trust somebody. Anyway, we're here. Rafal, what are we doing? We're talking about real estate. It's 2026, baby. And we're rocking and we're rolling. Okay? I'm seriously, I'm out looking for deals every day. Why? Because I'm trying to get these kids set up with some good assets of the stuff they like to do, like apartment buildings, and I can sail away because I turned 60 and I'm fucking done. I hate real estate. I'm just kidding. I mean, basically, that's what I'm doing in my life right now. What are you doing? I'm getting my portfolio. I'm selling off the dogs. Okay, they're not really dogs. They're good investments. They're solid investments, but they're good to just, there's no real major upside in them. All right. Basically, they're just good, solid investments for people who invest in and get a nice return on their investment and appreciation. Okay. But I've already worked the shit out of these properties, and there's really no next level I can take them to. I can sit back, collect a good return. All right, great. But my kids got to work. That's too boring. They're not ready to retire. So basically, I'm selling off all the easy shit and finding them some hard shit because you make the money. The harder the deal is, the more money you normally make. Except I'm going to tell you right now, I have a lot of people that call me and consult with me. And I wish they always call me too fucking late. That's the problem. They call me after they've already got themselves in a fucking hole. Okay. And I don't have a magic shovel. Okay. But call me before you get in the fucking dig the hole. So, I mean, it's almost heartbreaking to me sometimes. I say to myself, why do these fucking guys invest in this? Or why did they do this? Or why? I mean, why? I could have told them from the beginning it was a bad deal. The biggest thing today is a lot of people call me and say, this guy said he's going to get, if I give him 100,000, I can be part of the development deal and I'm going to get a guaranteed 7-8% return on my money. And in 5 years, we're going to sell it. I'm going to double my money. And this is like the last 100,000 this guy has. Come on. And I mean, is this speaker okay? It's kind of crazy. New shit he got here. That's why he wanted to do a podcast, because he bought some new fucking equipment. Yeah, listen, I see through everybody's little agenda. Okay, everybody has an agenda. Remember that. You always got to know what the other person's agenda is. Then you can act accordingly by dealing with them. But, everybody has an agenda. It just means what you're trying to get done, what you're trying to do. That's your agenda. Anyway, where the hell was I? I forgot.
What are your moves right now in 2026?
All right, 2026. All right, this is the story. You're starting to see the signals. I may have said it before, but I mean it now. We're starting to see the signals. It's like my wife believes in the stars and all that. She actually believes this stuff, with the planets, and she's looking at planets, and I think she's in the stars. But anyway, in a good way. The point is, I'm seeing the signals, okay? Texas always goes first. I wish I had I told the Polak, he doesn't do any homework. I said, look at the headlines. There are major bankruptcies and foreclosures going on. And it always starts in Texas. You know why? Are we still on? Anyway, Texas is big, baby. And they can afford to take, the hits. They always, Texas is big, and that's where you see the hits taken first. Look at the headlines if you don't believe me. So I'm starting to see the big deals, falling apart. Why are they falling apart? It's simple. I've been telling you that for an hour. The fucking interest rate they borrowed at many years ago was in the 3s and the 4s. Okay. Well, now The banks are like in the 6s if you're really top, good, 7s, and even 8s, it depends. So they can't afford to, refinance that money they borrowed because now they're going to have to pay double mortgage. Simple. You're going to see a lot of shit happening. At least, I'm starting to see it. But the dogs always come first. Okay. But I'm seeing everybody, and my kids told me the other day, or they told me, they said, you were right. Well, it's not the first time they said that. And when everybody was paying $170,000 a door and all this shit, and we wanted to buy, and we could have made it work, and blah, 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 and now they're all can't even get $130 a door for, multifamily. So because the numbers don't work with today's interest rate, it's a simple mathematical equation. You're going to be a scientist to understand you got so much money coming in and so much money going out. If more money has to start going out, you're in big trouble. And, and then you got principal payments and you got, it's double interest now. So anyway, I'm starting to see it happen. And I also get a lot of calls from a lot of people that are first timers, or, they don't have the money to do much. Okay. Flip a house. I tell them, listen, find a house that only has one bathroom. Okay. They're still out there, believe it or not. And add the goddamn bathroom. That's what I tell them. Okay. Because you can find 3-bedroom houses with one bath in them. Okay. Nobody wants them. Okay, a family needs more than a goddamn bathroom. This ain't the 1950s, 60s. So, figure out, beat the hell out of right now in the market. You can, listen, you should go after anything you really like and you think makes sense and lowball the shit out of them right now. Okay, you got nothing to lose. Just go out there, find assets that you like and you'd like to own or buy and lowball it. Okay, what's going to happen? We all know people are not standing in line to buy shit like they were 3 years ago or 2 years ago, whatever it was. I mean, let's face it. Everything in life is a roller coaster. Real estate goes up, real estate goes down, stocks go up, stocks go down. Listen, it's just, that's the way it makes it what it is. It's a market, baby. So, I was telling everybody, I get a lot of calls from people who don't have much money, which I love to talk to. And, I tell them, listen, buy the damn house because it has no demand as a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. Okay. It sits on the market and nobody wants it and they got to take a cheap price. Okay. And then you come in, you buy the cheap price, you throw in a bathroom, I don't know, 15, 20 grand, and make sure you do your homework first. And, make sure that, the comps are there to make sure there's enough profit in it, but there should be because anything with a 1 bathroom doesn't sell, ain't worth shit. You put it in the bathroom. Now you're in high demand. Okay. People need to go to the bathroom. Now you're supplying bathrooms. You're in high demand, that house. Okay. Or I try to get it to everybody's head. Oh, we got a guest here. And he's smoking. He's smoking in front of your father. You should be ashamed of yourself. Go get that big ass ashtray behind that curtain. Go. There's a cigar ashtray there. Use that. He's smoking Black and Miles. I got to smoke me some Black and Miles. Holy shit, you can take the kid out of Oakland, but you can't take Oakland out of the kid.
You're the reason I smoke.
Yeah. Next thing you know, he's going to be walking in with a goddamn 40. What was that? Old English 800, a 40 ounce. That's all he needs. Old E and a Black and Mild. Anyway, where were we? Anyway, buy something. It's simple. Buy something you can improve. Okay, because it's only worth so much as it's sitting. Now, what can you do to make it worth more? I don't care what it is. Always know your maximum entitlements of what you can do with a property. People from California, they're crying, I can't make no money in real estate here. I can't make no money. But they have something called, what is it, ADU? Okay, and I mean, the profits are there. Well, I lost sound. There we go. The profits are there if you look. You just got to look. ADU, and they can build on another little piece of a unit, which a unit in California is worth a lot of money. Shit. They can build a unit, spend even $200,000. It can be worth $400,000. The guy's got $200,000 of profit sitting in his backyard. Okay, even in California, you can make money if you try it, put your mind to it. Always know the most you can build. Because typically, okay, unless you get ripped off by a GC, you should always double your money on construction and sometimes triple it. Okay. I had a home run on a house over here on the beach because I told the guy, rip the roof off the garage, put a box exactly the same size as the garage, copy the outside, don't put in no plumbing, just, whatever electrical you need. And that was it. He built me a box on top of the garage. He duplicated the garage and made it finished. Okay. It was 20 by 20, 400 square feet. I think it cost me back then, it was only like, it was no plumbing and nothing involved on it. The roof, the truss and all that. It ended up costing me about $1.25 or something like that for 400 square feet. I don't know. It cost me 50 grand. Okay. That's when I paid, but when I sold it, the value of the properties in that area on the beach, especially, were 800. So I spent $1.25. Okay, maybe now it's $1.50, $1.75 you'd have to spend, and I sold it for 800. And that was in probably the most expensive area around here. Okay, you can do it. You just have to find a plan that works. Or is he on camera? Put him on camera. Can you put us both on camera at the same time? He's not ready yet. He's not ready yet. Or you can do it Vincent's way, baby. Oh, he cut his fucking finger. That finger, holy shit. That finger looks like it's like 1/4 of an inch shorter than it was. What the hell were you doing?
I saved the old lady.
I know he wasn't working.
No, I visited New York and someone was getting mugged on the train.
Yeah.
So I stepped in and beat the guy up and he sliced me.
Okay.
That's the story.
The real story is he was slicing fruit for his baby's special formula so they can put it in a blender.
No, honestly, I came home really late. I came home really, really late and I was starving. So I grabbed some leftovers and I started trying to remix them and chop up this to make that.
The king of leftovers.
And you were just badgering or you were putting knowledge into me all day. And I think I was cutting and I was thinking about you yelling at me.
In a good way or bad way?
And I just zoned out and I just chopped the damn finger. It hurt like
anyway, he calls me up. He cut his finger. I call him and here it is. This happened in the evening. He's still sitting there at midnight. I'm talking to him with not wanting to go to the hospital. Got to fight with him to go to the goddamn hospital. I mean, his hospital is 5 minutes away, and you got to do it. You cut your finger. If you sit there and you have to keep it ain't stopping the blood. And you can't stop the blood, and it ain't healing up. You chopped it off, and you just cut it. I said, "How many stitches you need?" He says, "There's nothing to stitch." I said, "Holy shit, go to the fucking hospital." What time did you end up fucking going to the hospital?
After about the 5th text that you sent me, I went to the hospital because I didn't want you to text me.
You didn't get there till 4 in the morning, I don't think, right?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna beat traffic, but the freaking
there is no traffic around here.
I'm saying the hospital
lives on the fucking beach. Is traffic.
The hospital I thought would be packed at midnight, so I was like, "Oh, let me go at like 4 a.m." It was fucking packed at 4 a.m. I had to get the hell out of there. That fucking place is nuts.
Well, it better heal up. And it's your fucking left hand or your right hand?
I left.
Your left. You're a righty, right? All right, good. Aaron always tries to play, I'm a lefty. Listen, I don't care what clubs you buy, Aaron. You can buy the right side clubs or the left hand clubs. You can't play that good. I'm sorry. We went out to the front course. Normally I think people take a few balls. I don't know much about golf. They take a few balls to go play golf, right?
Yeah, a lot.
This kid, we lose. He doesn't make it past the first hole or second hole, and we can't find the fucking balls.
10 balls.
You need like 100 balls to go out and play 18 holes with him, which I ain't never gonna play. It's crazy. But anyway, where were we? See, I hurt your finger.
Yeah, I'm good now. It was a couple days ago. It was like 3 days ago. So I'm good now. It stopped bleeding. It finally stopped bleeding. It wouldn't stop bleeding.
All right. Well, stop fucking cooking leftovers, What else? So we were talking about real estate, okay?
Yeah,
go out and find something, that you can add value to. That's the way you make money in real estate. You got to do something that it ain't. Think out the box and try to make it something that's not valuable and something that is valuable. What else is going on?
Everything.
We got a showing on the house tomorrow. Who's going to buy this house? That's what I want to know. Who's going to be a lucky guy or girl or family to buy this beautiful sandcastle?
Didn't Facebook just buy 170 million?
170 million.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, he's at South Florida. Imagine this house in South Florida. 100 million on the beach. Unheard of.
Seriously. Up there.
And you can get it for only 30 cents on a dollar, baby. Same water. We got the Gulf of America right behind us here.
No, you really couldn't build this house. Again,
Anyway,
this
we'll see
house
what
is
happens.
freaking
Listen,
custom. This is the most custom house in the world.
I put you both on notice. I am out, done, retired. Call me if you need me, baby. All right. So I'll help people. That's why we're here. Because if you want, you can book a consult call. That's what my retirement's going to be. I'm not going to be one of those guys. Oh, I retired, but I had nothing to do. Fuck that. I'll have people calling me. I'll be helping people. That's going to be my retirement. But I'm tired of helping you. It's time to step up to the plate, baby, and be a man.
Yep. I'm walking my way up to the step.
You're going to be a man, and I'm going to be a mangusta. Holy shit. You ever seen a 100-foot mangusta?
No, I haven't. I don't think most
The
people
name
have.
represents the boat.
It sounds pretty badass.
Mangusta.
Something from the old Mongolian back in the day.
I think I had 100-foot. I get a top deck. Normally, you don't make top decks. Those are made for speed and real, macho shit. But now they have a top deck one. But I hope I don't have to go above 100.
What happened to the boat that you just bought
It's
2 months ago?
It's fine. You don't keep boats.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
you don't keep a boat. The longer you keep it, the more you gotta start spending money on it. You use it for a while, it's in great shape, and you buy it. You use it for a while, and then you sell it, and you move on to another one that's just as good or better, baby. And you play it by ear when this is what you do when you're retired. You sit around, you buy a yacht, you try another yacht.
I guess.
Fuck,
I don't
learned
know,
my
but
whole
I
life,
guess.
and you're entitled to do that shit. Anyway, you and your brother better step on up because now they're on the move. I'm telling you, we're buying a deal right now in Tallahassee, and we hope I better not talk about it. So I'm gonna steal it.
Yeah.
And listen, it's your guys' project. Done. You guys deal with it. Leave me alone. Call me if you get into trouble, which I know you never do.
Good. I can't wait. Tallahassee has gotten so much nicer since
This is
last
going
time I
back
was
to
there.
Tallahassee. He spent
was
1
rough.
year in Tallahassee becoming the expert beer pong champion. Okay. That's what he did.
I had grades when I went there. I had good grades for that couple semesters I went there.
Yeah, grades. Yeah.
But I left.
I don't want to tell you what type of grades he's talking about.
I left.
It's probably the type to go in a pipe.
I left because I had to come and help my family, during a crisis. 2010. Do you remember 2010? I bet you do. 2010 was a rough year for a lot of people.
Not us. We were booming. Booming, baby. Booming.
When you had to sell everything.
It was a crash. I sold it.
You did.
Then I bought up all kinds of bargains with it. You got to know when it's time to sell. When you see that big fucking, what do they call that wave? What's the wave called? I'm sitting in a room with people who don't know. What's the giant wave called? Tsunami. When you see a tsunami coming, tsunami, whatever, salami, if it's in Middle East, you see that wave coming, you cash your shit in, you get yourself, because the more money you got, the more you can buy, the more deals you can buy. I got lucky, basically.
Honestly,
I sold during the crash, and I bought up shit during the crash.
You did, and you worked your ass off up until the last day until you sold it. Some people just gave up. Some people didn't rent their condos out and lost their condos. Some people had rental houses and just, you got to take action and do whatever you can do.
And tomorrow, what are you going to do?
Tomorrow, I'm going to a secret location, and we're not taking Rafal, to go look at over 240 something units plus some extra units that aren't all the way built. They're a shell with windows.
Don't take too much about the deal.
Okay. And,
keep your mouth shut.
It's another deal that I think will make sense. We don't know for sure.
Him and his brother are going to look at a major A-class building and see if we can make the numbers work where it makes sense to buy.
I can't wait till little Ben sees it. He's going to love it when he sees it.
You already been there. You've both been there.
He went there before.
Now we got to look at it for real.
We're going to really go in there and
let's be honest.
digging around.
The 1031 clock is ticking, and we need a deal. We need a really good deal, and that may be the deal for us. But that's what you guys want to own anyway.
Yeah, that's.
But right now we're rocking and rolling. We're selling stuff, we're buying stuff, and we're doing what we got to do to get the portfolio where these guys can't fuck it up. Okay, I'm just kidding. We're going to get the portfolio nice and strong with the kind of assets they like and let them grow with it and be my guest. But me, I'll be on the Mangusta.
But there's a lot of deals on the market. Not deals, but there's a lot of possible,
it's time to bring properties. The sellers down to reality. Okay, and lowball the shit out of them. That's what you need to be doing every effing day. every day. That's what your priority should be. Finding the deal, baby, because everything else falls into place. You find the deal, fine. You buy the deal, you do whatever you got to do to make it a better deal, and then you go and move on with life. Okay, but finding the deal creates the whole thing. Okay, it gives birth to the baby. So anyway, that's what you should be doing. And tomorrow you're going out looking at a good asset.
That's what we should be
and
doing.
while
That's
you're in
what
Fort
we're
Myers, you go on our property, right? We already got property in Fort Myers.
Yep.
So go there. Make sure the rehab is almost done with that place.
That property
Make
is
sure
beautiful.
that we got everything done management wise. Everybody's doing everything, and there you go. Done. Great property.
That property is beautiful.
Beautiful, baby.
Fort Myers is doing pretty good. I don't know what all this stuff in
right
the news
now,
is about Fort
the
Myers
rental
going
market,
down.
Rents are not going up.
They're not going
Okay,
up, but they
we
ain't
know
going
that.
down.
I told you guys that when we bought Fort Myers. Do not plan on seeing any higher rents when you buy this property. And I was right.
But at the rents they're at, which
But
ain't
they're
much
at good
less.
rents, and then we're doing fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So, tomorrow you're going to Fort Myers. You get up early, you and your brother go to Fort Myers, go look at 300 units, go check on our building, make sure everything's okay over there, and get your ass back here and get back to work. Done.
And we're bringing a driver/maintenance guy. He's going to drive us there, and
Vincent's
then we're
got
going
a
to leave him
driver.
there to do maintenance at our property.
Vincent
and
has
then
a driver.
Then we're going to
How
go
did you
to
get here
our
right now? Is
property.
the driver waiting outside right now?
No, I haven't made it there yet. Not yet, but hopefully one day.
And I don't even want to tell you, listen, even forget about work. Not only has he got me working hard in real estate, I've been trying to help him sell his car. And,
Our car. That's our
car.
project
I ain't got
car.
no equity in that car. It was left to you by Mark Wilton.
I took
So,
care of it, though.
Beautiful Rolls Royce. But, listen,
I'm going to
it's a
miss
beautiful
that.
car.
That's
They didn't make that
irreplaceable.
many. It's a 2-door hardtop.
Irreplaceable.
Just like me. You'll soon be finding out. All right. So what else is going on? You're busy working. The market is time now to. Do we have anybody I can respond to? You're just standing there all quiet like you're in some.
Interest rates went down a little bit.
Yeah, interest rates
What
are
are they
down.
about?
But what's going to happen with all this bullshit going on in the country? I mean, in the world,
You think
there's all
it's-
this conflict bullshit gonna fucking fuck around and raise interest rates? I don't know. Look up the history on what the interest rates were in every single conflict that we've had, and tell me if you see what the pattern is. Curious to know. So that's your assignment. Do that while you're in your car with your driver on the way to Fort Myers. Look at the pattern between how it correlates between when there's major conflict going on with our country and interest rates, and see what the is.
Right
What
now,
else? What I'm going to tell you, people have to get off the fence. The sellers have to get off the fence, and you need to bring them off the fence. Need a little help. You got to say, okay, let me help you off the goddamn fence and take my goddamn offer. You got to get them down to reality. But, the point is, the harder you try, the more you're going to see in return. You might get a lot of fucking rejections. I make LOIs all the time. It's one fucking page. You write a piece of paper, do we show our LOI anywhere for people? It's a simple document, letter of intent. 2 minutes, you can fill one out and fax it and scan an email to somebody. If they don't like it, fine. Scratch out what you do like and send it back to me. I've had that shit go on 5 or 6 times back and forth, and then if you're using a broker, it's his problem to do it.
historically, interest rates often drop temporarily at the immediate outbreak of war due to a flight to safety, where investors rush to secure U.S. Treasury bonds. However, sustained conflict
bonds, muni bonds
usually leads to higher. However, sustained conflict
Get to
usually
the
leads
fucking point.
It says
Do the rates go up when there's a conflict, or do they go down?
they go down temporarily in the beginning, but if shit starts going crazy and we start doing crazy stuff and everybody starts fighting, then it's probably going to go up a little bit and be a little volatile due to inflation, due to increase.
All right, thank you for that report. I forgot we had
due
AI
to government borrowing. That was all from the top of my head.
You just fucking, you ask AI. Honestly, I don't think it hurts you because you have to read the answer. Okay, you had the question, and now you read the answer, and now to me, that's like learning. So AI, in a way, to me, is really a learning tool because it told you the fucking answer.
I didn't use AI. That was in my notes.
You use
from
AI
earlier.
for everything,
I was
okay?
typing notes earlier.
You can't go to the fucking store and buy some fried chicken without using AI to see how many chickens they sold this week.
You know
All
what?
right.
AI is good because when I was a kid, we used to just have to take what our parents
You
said
just cheated off
as the
smart
word.
kid. Eric,
You used to lie
Vincent
so
always
much to me.
kept one smart friend around, always. Okay, and the kid would periodically be around when he had some assignment due or something he had to do. Okay, you always knew when the smart kid was around. Vincent had some shit to do in school, but after high school, all he did was pong, baby, beer pong.
Man, when I was a kid, we used to just have to take your word as what it was. You would say some stuff sometimes, and I wish I could just look it up.
Hey, Rafal, do we have anybody to interact with? Because me and him are going to get into a fight in about 2 seconds. No.
Oh, I brought you some food.
You brought me food. He brought the sandwich today. That steak sandwich is pretty good. Where did it come from? Seminole Subs?
My wife made homemade fried chicken for me tonight. And I grabbed some pieces to go, and it's in the truck.
All right, very good.
You
Don't
want me to
worry
go
about
get
it.
it?
No, I'm not going to eat fried chicken right now. But
You're not?
anyway, where'd you get those subs today? He buys everybody lunch that works for him. He always does that.
No, I don't always do that. I
Always
do that
do
when you
that.
got people doing
Always
freaking
that.
slave work
Oh, stop.
out there digging up seaweed from the damn
All right.
Gulf of America.
There's a lot of seaweed in the back of the beach. For some reason, we live in a special city. We're not part of the city on the right or the left, and they got their seaweed cleaned up, but they ain't cleaned our seaweed up. And I got a showing in the house, and plus I don't like it anyway. So Vincent sent out a group
Sent
of,
a crew.
as his say, you call them goons?
No, not anymore. I had goons, and now I've been changing up the team a
His
little
goon
bit.
crew sent out the goon crew to clean up the seaweed
Hard-working,
on
young.
my father's house beach. And there you go.
That was crazy. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
crazy. It was only 200 feet long of a big giant mountain.
I think you
of
better get that
seaweed.
remeasured because it felt longer than
200
that.
feet wide is the property. All right, Rafal, you got something here? People don't want to sit
You
here
want
and
me to do
listen to
some
me and
super
him.
chat?
Super chat
Bullshit.
from your
Go ahead,
barber.
read. Can you read? You
Is
got
Rafal
glasses?
going to read the super chats? I want to hear his accent.
Come on, somebody read something if somebody did something. Come on.
All right.
I can't see that good anymore.
In your barber you trust. Thanks, Ben, for the real estate inspiration and perspiration.
All
That
right.
helped me open up my new place called the Retreat Co. Oh, that's your barber.
Is it Matt?
That's Matt.
Matt the
He
barber.
opened up a place called
Okay.
Retreat Co. and it's badass.
All right.
I went there.
I've
It's
been telling Matt for many years,
badass.
okay, get a giant space and put in a bunch of goddamn stations in it and rent them out. Those things rent for like what, 800 to $1,000 a month. You're only giving them a few square feet. Holy shit, I never heard of real estate that's worth so much money in my life. Imagine you can even rent something. I told him, rent a place, but now he went into a specialty, which is great. Congratulations, where he's doing all kinds of treatments. He's even looking for a cold plunge today. But they got saunas and they're doing
Massages,
a lot of-
everything.
yeah,
No, he
very
does
good.
head massage, shoulder.
head massage.
And I want him to.
I hope he ain't doing too many massages.
There's one thing I'm not used to. He took a picture with like a microscopic thing on my forehead, on my head, and saw my scalp. And he pulls it up on this picture, and it 10x times it, and you could see all your hair's dry. And this, I go, can you take the picture off? I want to see your picture.
Anyway,
It's new
Who
age
cares?
stuff. I'm saying he does that, and then they give you
you can't
a
see it unless you
treatment.
got a microscope. So why worry about it?
because your freaking skin
As
is
long as nothing's
fucked
crawling
up.
around, you're fine.
got all sorts of stuff crawling around.
All right. Well, Matt's growing now. He's got another big shop, and I wish him much success.
I'm gonna sign you up for a massage. You need
No,
you need
I don't
some
like
sort
strangers
of-
touching me. I mean, seriously, I'm really being serious. You know, I don't like strangers touching me. And then, you know,
a pastor.
I don't know. I don't know. And I'm afraid, you know, if it's a woman, who knows? You know, who wants to go there? You know? All right, Rafal, you got any real estate there? Or are we just going to sit here and bullshit? Huh?
All right, I got $15 for Vincent's medical fund. Thank you. Finally, somebody actually
Medical?
people actually care.
Mental, you mean? What else?
Medical.
What do you got? What do
That
you
was
got?
nice. Thank you for that. I gotta start
Anybody give
shouting
a
out
fuck about
names.
real estate?
Yeah.
What do you got?
Toronto Chic agent
The
planning.
chic.
Toronto Chic agent planning to relocate to Tampa. 100K. Love to flip properties. No local network. No FL realtor license yet. As a visible minority starting from zero, how do I break in, find partners, and get into the real estate game? Which area to start?
Listen, I hope you got some other plan that's going to go along with this plan when you come here. Okay, that's number one. I mean, you know, if you're going to move into a town, I hope you already got a place to stay. You may have some real business or income going on or something. I mean, I don't know the whole story. That's why people like him, especially coming to my neighborhood, should consult with Ben, because what am I'm going to tell him nothing but the real deal. But anyway, with 100 grand, I mean, listen, let's face it, without the bank, I don't know what to tell anybody unless you focus. Yes, you need a deposit, you need some cash, but most of the money comes from the bank. My whole life, I would never, ever have succeeded a pot to piss in if it wasn't for the fucking bank. They're putting up all the damn money. So you got to set yourself up to borrow money. And, you know, and banks are national, you know, but I'm telling you, you know, you got 100 grand. Yeah, you can try to go out. What's that going to get you? 100 grand is 20 grand down on 500 grand. Okay. Can you buy something for 500 grand that you can make money on? That's what it boils down to. If you're able to qualify for the loan. Now, the question is, can you find something for 500 grand that you can make money on? Okay. I don't know. I'm out looking for a lot more zeros, but people do it every day. Every day, somebody flips a fucking house or buys and sells some units or a fourplex. Listen, there are deals done every day. You just got to be one of those deals.
He needs to find a loan broker wherever you
Now they
relocate
can
to.
set the money up, baby. You set up the money. You know you can do the deal, and then you find the deal. That's all
But a
there is
loan
to
broker gives you different options, and they're more friendly, and they're more, you know,
Even
for your
if it
first
gets you
couple
the money
deals.
and not. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah, but they
But
got.
does he have an income? Does he have, you know, he's talking about 100 grand. 100 grand only buys 500 grand. I mean, that's it. Can you buy something for 500 grand and you can make money on? Not really.
In Tampa
Because,
is tough.
I mean, you could probably flip a house. You can always flip a house. Okay, you know, but he's still 100 grand. You're gonna be able to do shit.
No, you can get a duplex or
The
a
sheik ain't doing
triplex.
shit with 100 grand. Okay, he's gonna need the bank's money. He's gonna need somebody to, you know, send him down some money to buy.
You can still get a decent
All
duplex
right. Well,
for
good luck
500.
to you. You know, and I wish you the best, but you need to try. You better start looking before you come here. If you're counting on a deal being here, you better start going online now, looking and seeing and learning the market.
Contact
But with
a
that kind
loan
of money, you're only
broker.
going to do something with a single family type deal, or maybe a duplex. All right, find a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom, 1-bath house, and you add the bathroom, and you make money. You can do it. What else?
Can you make it big again? I can't see. I'm getting old.
I can't see either.
Thank you.
This is from XO Puncho.
Ben,
Holy
my
shit.
fiance and I are veterans and live in Tampa. We're building a home in Apollo Beach using the VA construction loan. We plan to sell and expect at least 200K profit. Should we buy 5 acres and build 6 multifamily per acre or find a better deal?
Okay, listen. If you know and you if you have you done it already or they're doing it now, we're building a home. They haven't finished yet and they haven't sold it yet. But if you do and you accomplish that and you make $200,000 profit, okay, and you have a proven track record, then you do it every goddamn time you can, physically and mentally, and do it. I mean, listen, when something works, you keep working it. It's simple. Why wouldn't you? Okay. But just don't bite off more than you can chew. And I'm stupid. I'm here looking at myself on a fucking TV screen, and I feel like an idiot. I don't know. Looking at myself talking on a fucking thing. And he had it big,
Make
too.
it, yeah,
It's
it
like
was
I'm in my
really
own
big.
face. You know, shut the fuck up.
You're looking in the
I
mirror.
feel like telling myself, shut the fuck up.
Don't make it
Right in
big
my
again.
face, he put it.
He thinks he's looking into a mirror, and I don't
All
want to
right.
know what he says to himself.
What else we got? Now, you know, listen, if it works, keep working it. I mean, that's a simple, put it to bed. Done. Ben, you read it. I can't read. I'm
Don't
tired.
worry, relax, kick back. Ben and Vincent, can you talk about which property you enjoyed the most over your careers and which one was the biggest nightmare? Don't you give
Number one, every property Vincent was ever in charge of was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, for me.
He was the nightmare. The nightmare of Vincent. But
I changed
I
towns
don't
and
know.
cities.
You know, honestly, I can't even. There was everything. I don't know. There were good ones. There was not so good ones.
Which one did you enjoy
but we
most
never
over
lost
your
money.
career?
The most important thing is we never lost no money, baby.
So pretty much what he's saying is his favorite property was the one he made the most money on, and those worst property he hates
Enjoyed.
is the least one.
Enjoyed.
Same view. That's your enjoyment.
Well, I mean, listen, we had some nice, we had some nice big deals. We flipped some hotels, made money, I mean, back when I had that Hogan's Beach
I
and
knew you were gonna
that
say
Bay Harbor,
I knew it. I knew it.
I mean, when you could buy something, right, and then the hotel's income paid for the improvements, and you sell it for double, that was a good deal. But it drove us fucking nuts, totally nuts.
But
I
you
mean,
made
I
good
could never
money.
do that again.
You
That's like
made
a
good
once in a
money.
lifetime deal, putting up with all that shit.
And
The bar and Hulk Hogan and me, rest in soul, and and
you had a lot of fun with the family,
no
and
fun.
Carla had tons of fun, and everybody was having fun.
We were young. You can do that shit when you're young. When you're old,
We had no
don't even
kids.
talk to me on no fucking restaurants and no fucking bars. I'll have them if I'm required to have them in a hotel. Otherwise, I want nothing to do with that business. It's the hardest business in the world to be in mixing it with real estate. You got to be good. You got to be
Throwing
willing to work for a
concerts.
living.
You had
See,
concerts.
people like us, we don't want to work for a living.
We did
Too
work
much
for a
fucking
living.
work with restaurants and shit.
We used to have to go pick up Little John
We
from
don't
the
even
airport.
get involved with the
We did a
hotels
bunch of
because there's too
stuff.
much work there. We got Happy and we got Brenda because we're not working that fucking hard. Vincent ain't working that hard.
Yeah, we already
You know?
did. We're done working that hard. We're trying to work smarter. We
So,
used to go crazy.
anyway, what else we got? Got any more questions for anybody or anything? Come on, load them. Go.
Let's hear your first.
Come on, let's go.
All right, from Jack Morgan, E8T, $20. Let's hear your first shit moment as a landlord.
I mean, I've had some scary shit. I mean,
What was your
shit.
first?
When I was young,
they
I
wanna
used to
know your
buy
first.
I used to buy crack houses on the courthouse steps in Oakland. Okay, fine. I buy them, and sometimes, and most of the time, the ones I ended up getting because I got the bottom. In my whole life, all I've ever done is take everybody else's crumbs. That's what I did. I was the crumb snatcher, and I took everybody's crumbs, and then I was willing to do it, and they weren't. And it's fine. And then I grew in my own way with crumbs, because eventually you take all the crumbs together, it makes breadcrumbs. Then it comes in and becomes stuffing. And I'm the fucking stuffing right there.
It looked like you had a lot of crumbs in a lot of different ways.
You're a little crumb snatcher. Anyway, the point was, the thing that said, oh shit, was, we bought a fucking house, I remember, down in deep West Oakland. It was boarded up. We unboarded it, and there was a corpse in the bathtub. Imagine the guys who were boarding up the fucking house not knowing that somebody was dead in there, Anyway, I've had, some shit stories, but some of them I probably don't want to talk about. Some of them will make you want to fucking think about it today. I think about, oh my God, I can't believe I dealt with that shit. Heavy, ugly shit, especially
let me get $10.
I'm going to tell you who was to blame for the whole fucking thing. It was five letters that destroyed, things in being in real estate back in the late 80s and 90s.
What was that?
Crack came around, fucked everybody up.
C-R-A-C-K.
Crack fucked everybody up. It just destroyed beautiful people, intelligent people, families.
Crazy.
It totally just destroyed. I've watched it. I'm not kidding you. If I told you I knew fucking computer programmers back then, when computers were just beginning, you had to be really smart to be a computer programmer. Started smoking that shit, and the lives just go down the toilet. What I've seen it do to children and women and men, everybody, it's horrible. Horrible. You grew up in that shit. But I try to keep you a little away from it. But I remember one time on Fruitvale Avenue, 3024 Fruitvale Avenue, look it up. I said, I had to get you out of the hallway. They were fucking shooting in the hallway, remember?
Yeah.
And I had these long hallways in that building. You remember? It was long hallways.
I didn't notice they were shooting. I thought you were just walking up to the door.
Anyway, I had to get you out of there that day. All right, what else we got, Rafal? Come on, keep them coming. Keep it coming. I'm boring. These people have questions.
From @Grizzy, hey Ben, have a portfolio in Massachusetts and looking to expand to West Coast Florida to a condo style property for a Airbnb.
Airbnb. Okay, number one.
Any tips or suggestions?
Yes, a lot of tips, a lot of suggestions. Go to benmail.com, go to Supplement. No, seriously, you really need to look at the Airbnb business right now. Because listen, Airbnb is like a hotel. It's seasonal, okay? And you got to make sure that you're going to sustain enough income throughout the year, okay? Because you got expense. You got condo association dues. You got property taxes. You got maintenance. Luckily you don't have to worry about the outside of the condo, but you got to do your homework, okay? And right now, condos are going down. This fucking mic is in my way. What is this? I feel like I got a gun on me, ready to shoot.
Prosthetic arm.
Shit. Anyway, seriously, you got to see, it's all about supply and demand. Okay, I know Massachusetts is not a pretty place. I don't know. I've been to Springfield. And then maybe years ago. Is that where Trump was talking about they're eating the dogs and the cats? Springfield, Massachusetts, or Springfield somewhere else?
I think so.
They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. That shit was hilarious.
Springfield, Illinois, or something.
Who the hell would even come up and say some shit like that, even if it's true?
He obviously got a briefing about it.
I grew up people eating cats. I know for a fact I've eaten cats. Okay, you want to hear a story real quick on that, or you want to talk about this guy's condo? Okay, I've eaten cat because I used to go to the same Chinese restaurant every fucking chance I had because it was cheap. And we go down the basement, and one day I'm on the train, and on the cover of the New York Post, it showed the entrance to the place, and inside the freezer were a bunch of cats hanging. And they had cat chow mein, baby. I grew up on that shit. Look at me. I'm all right. I'm a fat cat, Anyway, getting back to the condo thing, listen, you better do your homework. Make sure there's a demand for that Airbnb. And you need to work the numbers. I mean, make sure who's going to run it. Are you going to run the Airbnb? But the most important thing is it in demand? And go act like you're renting an Airbnb and see what the competition is. If there's a lot of competition, you might just fall into one big batch of places, so you got to do your homework, and you got to lowball the shit out of it because condos are on the way down right now. You can make some really good deals in Florida on condos right now, okay, for many different reasons. Okay, so make sure you buy this shit cheap as hell. You always make sure you got to look up the comps and make sure you see what the most recent sales are in a comparable property, and you want to buy it way below that price. Okay. Always want to buy below the market, right? So do your homework on making sure you're buying a really good deal, and do your homework and make sure that there's a demand in that location. Because you can go to one location, you go 2 miles away and there's no business, but 2 miles this way, there is business. Do your homework. All right. What else we got? But I'd get out of Massachusetts. No, I don't care. Come on, you reading or what?
Yeah, I'm trying to do the name too.
God.
I gotta
Forget
think about
name.
it.
Just look at the book when he wrote.
Shout out, Laslisi.
I'm a stay-at-home wife.
Are you?
I wish I was.
I'm a stay-at-home wife with no income. My husband makes very good money.
Smart lady.
What financial goals should I have, if any, aside from stay married?
Dum-dum-dum. I mean, listen,
funny.
It's up to you, lady. Okay. I mean, seriously, you're a stay-at-home mom. It's great because, it's great.
Expensive, if you're not.
But what do you do when the kids are at school? That's the question. I had somebody follow Carla once, because, I said, I'll make sure this girl ain't fucking around. I had my friend Brooklyn Steve follow her around.
Yeah. And what'd you find out?
Oh, my God. She dropped the kids off at school. Then she went to Publix, and then she went and got her hair done. Then she got her nails done. Then she got a massage. Then she picked the kids back up from school after she had lunch with her girlfriend. And then there was a day.
Not every day.
Anyway, I said, all right, Steve,
she makes you breakfast, lunch,
all right,
and
you're
dinner.
Stay-home mom. Listen, it's up to you. I don't know. Is your husband on board with, helping you and giving you some money to play in real estate? I don't know. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. I know a lot of stay-home moms who have juggled selling real estate and raising their family and their kids. Okay, it's a very big thing in this area where I live in. And I respect these women a lot because these women are making money, baby. All right. I remember one couple where the guy used to kind of, oh, yeah, he was making all the money, and the wife would just say, okay, dear, okay, dear. Next thing you know, she got a real estate license, started making like more than him. The whole relationship changed. And now he's saying, yes, dear, yes, dear. Okay. Listen, if you're a white, if you have an interest in selling real estate, it's one course, one test, and you got a license to make money, and then, you can see other, you in the community with the other stay-home moms, because really the wife is the one that controls when you buy a house, so if you get to the woman, then that's going to get you to selling the house, or, so I've seen a lot of stay-home moms do really, really well in real estate in their area, where they can easily get to help get the kids from school, go do this, go do that, and that's what I recommend.
See if it makes sense with, with the money you guys got coming in. If it costs more to hire a babysitter at $30 an hour,
$30 an hour is what you pay for a babysitter.
That's what everybody pays.
Holy shit, that's crazy. I'm gonna become. I can't deal. With kids.
Or if you got someone in the family that can help take some time off for you, or of the kids.
The older kids have ruined my relationship with the younger kids. I'm trying to make that not happen, because just putting up with them for all these years and still putting up with them,
you're a lot nicer to the younger kids.
I got to remember that the grandkids and the nieces and nephews are not them. They're nicer.
I wish you were nicer, like you are now to the young kids.
And anyway, what else you got?
We're gonna have a caller.
A caller? We really? Oh boy, here we go.
Hello. You're on the Ben Mallah podcast.
Hey, how's it going?
Can you hear us? Yep.
Yeah,
going good. Yep. Where you at? What city? What state?
Northern California.
Ooh, my old stomping grounds. What you got for him? What you got for the big man? He's getting antsy. He needs something good.
Does he have a square head? He reminds me of a white 50 Cent. I'm just kidding. He's got that square head they always talk about 50 Cent having. All right, what's up? Northern California. What part of Northern California?
Like I'm like 5 hours north of San Francisco.
He's in the middle of fucking nowhere. What is the name of the town? The biggest, nearest town to you?
I don't want to tell everybody.
You don't want to tell us?
No, not really.
He's in Mendocino County.
I don't want to talk to this guy. This guy's fucking hiding in some fucking cabin somewhere.
No.
All right,
5 hours from San Francisco.
Give us your question.
No, I'm in Garberville.
All right, good. What's up? How are you? What can we do for you?
Good. So I got a couple places I'm trying to sell, and then I found this commercial place, but it's pretty rough. That was the restaurant and the other storefront pretty much will cover my mortgage and most of the taxes. But I was just curious, what do you think? There's like 5 apartments that.
All right, how many? It's 5 apartments, and how many commercial spaces?
1, 2.
It's like the stores below and the apartments above, or no?
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Okay, there you go. He don't want to tell you where it's at because he's afraid Vincent is going to go back to Northern California and steal his deal.
You don't have to worry about that.
All right, so basically, listen, it's all numbers, okay?
Yeah.
Listen, either the place is going to make you money, a good return. What are you looking for? Is all the places occupied? Any vacancy there?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's all vacant. Well, the
vacant.
Restaurant and the commercials are taken up. The apartments are
the apartments are full?
Vacant.
No, the apartments are vacant.
And the restaurant, is the restaurant there working, open?
Yeah, it's a good, clean restaurant, and they're doing good.
Okay. Is this where you go to eat every night?
No.
Okay. So you got how many? 5 empty apartments, and you got a restaurant that's operating, and what else you got?
No, there's 6 empty apartments.
6 empty apartments, a restaurant that's operating, and what else you got? That's it?
Yeah, and there's just like a what do you call it? Like a thrift store kind of thing. I don't know.
Are they paying rent?
Yes.
They paying rent?
Yes.
They're paying rent.
Yes.
Okay. So you got to take you're telling me basically if you bought this thing, they're only paying enough to rent. Now the rent right now is paying enough to pay your mortgage, tax, insurance, and all that shit? The restaurant and the thrift store?
Almost all the insurance and taxes, but it covers the mortgage.
But if you rent the 6 apartments out, you're going to have, how much is each apartment going to rent for?
The most would be like 1,200, and then average probably like 900 for the rest of them.
An average $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got 6,000 a month that should be coming in right now, correct?
Yeah. Once.
Let me ask you a question. How old is this place?
Fuck, it's
I was
like
waiting for that one. If
60
you say
years
over
old.
100, I'll kill you. I'll jump through this gap right now. Not really.
No, it's
how many
like
years?
60. It's like 60 or 70 years old.
That's
the
not
building.
bad. Same age as me. All right. So fine. The point is this. If you buy this thing, you really need to do a consult because we got to talk numbers. How much you're putting down, how much your mortgage is. I mean, we can go and figure out a budget on it. But anyway, the point is this. If you can buy it now and pay most of your bills, but your upside is the $6,000 a month, right? The $72,000 a year,
Yes,
correct?
that'd be me.
How much
clearing-
money do you need to make those apartments rentable?
Well, it's kind of weird, but the top four, I would probably need like $60,000 to finish up all four of them because they're almost done.
What about the other two?
The other two are complete rehabs. They probably need 30,000 a piece, something
Listen,
like that.
This whole deal could be a sweetheart deal, but it all depends on one thing. What are you paying for it? That's the question.
Oh, so
And
I
how
could
much
probably
money
get
do you have to put into it? You telling me you got to put $100,000 into this place? How much altogether, all around? What kind of rehab you need to put in there to make it operating full capacity, making money? 100
probably like 160, 180. That's not including the down payment. My down payment would probably be like 75,000.
So it's $250,000.
Yep.
All right, $250,000 you're going to put down and fix it up, right?
Yep.
It all okay. So now it all depends on what you're paying to know that you're adding a lot of value to it, because you got to figure out what your
Right.
cost basis is and what is it worth when you're done. It's easy to figure out what it's worth when you're done. Once you got $72,000 a year coming into your apartments, and then you got the two other retail places, you combine the income and you figure out what is it worth at whatever, a 7 cap, a 6 cap, and that's what it's worth after once you know what your NOI is. But the point is this: it's all about you buying it right, because you got to put, you have 250 grand of your own money in this thing, right?
Yeah, that would be all the rehab and my down payment.
What's
The
it
total
worth when
purchase
it's
price.
done?
I don't know. The economy around here kind of tanked. I mean, once it's all rented out, probably like I would imagine 900, something like that.
Well, you're gonna have to figure it out for sure, because I don't know the area or nothing, but you're gonna have to figure out, is it worth doing? Okay, put it this way? How about forget about what it's worth?
Yeah.
Okay, let's not even think about that. What's going to be your return once you rent those 6 units, pay all your bills on them, and then I don't know who's paying the. I take it the retail tenants aren't paying part of the taxes and the insurance and all that, right? It sounds like a gross
no,
lease.
they're not.
A gross lease where they just pay the rent and you pay all the expenses, correct?
Yep.
But they're paying their own utilities, I pray.
Yeah, they're paying their own utilities. They
God,
have their own gas. And
well, listen, when those leases are up, I don't know how much room you got. It's a small town, maybe. You may not be able to convert them to start kicking in some of the expenses. I don't know. It depends on the market, and if they can pay it, if they can afford to pay it. The thrift store, I don't know. Maybe, start bringing, if I owned a thrift store, you know what I would do? Honestly, if I owned a thrift store, I'd collect all kinds of shit and stock the shit out of that place. I come across shit all the time. I'd give them half of my shit.
You should see some of the trash outs. The trash outs that we
He's
do.
a junk collector. Anyway, the point is, listen, what is your return going to be on your $250,000? That's what you got to figure out once you get those units rented. Can you rent those units? Are there 6 people walking around this little town looking for a place to live?
We're short on housing here.
Oh, good. Well, that's a good thing. All right,
Yeah.
You're short on housing. That's a good thing. The restaurant is doing well, right? How's the meatloaf special there?
What's that?
How's the meatloaf special at the restaurant? The restaurant's doing good, right?
Yeah, it's actually a Mexican restaurant.
Gotta be-
Even better. Everybody loves Mexican food, and I never seen a Mexican joint close down. So listen, all right. And then the thrift store, if they're paying your rent, then that's it. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Just, hang with them and then spruce up the place and they'll have more customers. See, a lot of retail guys, Vincent always had to do this for me. I'd say, Vincent, fix this fucking shopping center up. Why? Because it's going to attract more customers, make the place more inviting. Okay.
Yep.
And then our businesses that we rent to will do better, and they'll always have no problem when you raise the rent or paying your rent. They'll be making money. We'll be making money.
Yep.
All the fucking money we spend on our shopping centers with rocks and plants and
landscaping,
trees
simple
and all this shit.
landscaping, and
Do whatever you can to help your retail tenants. Okay,
Right.
But listen, it's all about, you got to figure out what your return's going to be on your $250,000. That's what you got to do. And then you're going to say, okay, all right, well, $250,000 at 10% is only $25,000 a year. The problem is, are you going to use up? Is it going to hurt you by having that $250,000 tied up in this deal, or do you got other money laying around in case you want to do something else, or you need?
No,
I'm gonna out, right? It's not going to wipe you out the $250,000, is it?
No, I'm gonna. No, I have
You
other.
look too smart for that.
investments,
You look too smart for that. You didn't look like a guy that's gonna be left with his pants down. So basically, listen, figure out what your return's going to be. Think about all your money coming in, all your expenses are going to be. What is the bottom line you're going to put in your pocket compared to the $250,000? Then maybe what you could do is possibly, when it's all done and perfect, then you can refinance and get some of that money back in your pocket, if not all. You may get it all. I don't know what you're paying for the property. You're a secret type guy, Oh, and by the way, all the consult with Ben's, they're strictly confidential. Okay. Anytime people call me on a consult with Ben, it's just me and them on a phone. That's it. Nobody knows nothing, and I don't talk. That's one thing you learn coming from where I come from. You keep your fucking mouth shut. All right. So what else? All right. Well, good luck to you. I mean, figure out what your return's going to be. It's got to be, at least, you got to have some upside. All you care about is what's the upside. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Take care. Good luck. Anyway, what else we got? Come on. Read.
hey, Ben, my family runs Mexican restaurants in MD. Where the hell?
We could hook those two guys up, No, he already got a Mexican
My
restaurant.
dad started our first in 2015 when my brother and I were 12 and 13, and we began working. Now we've grown to 7 locations and a grocery store, looking to get into real estate. Love what you guys do.
Well, that's great. The same situation of them bought our house on Skyline Boulevard in Oakland. The guy comes in, he goes, "Hey man, yeah, I like this place. I got a bunch of." He owned a lot of grocery stores. The tiendas. Too bad. Shit, if I would have, I moved out of Oakland, or else I could have shopped in those for free. He loved me. Anyway, he comes in, he buys my house. He started with one little grocery store, and he opened up. What do they call them? Not tiendas. There's a word for them. Not the taqueria. But anyway, long story short, he comes in, he buys the house. Carl is talking Spanish to him. Oh my God, it was great. All the furniture he wanted, he took the cars. We packaged the whole deal together. We walked out of California with 2 suitcases, said adios amigos, and came to Florida. Anyway, so seriously, what was the question again? He wants to move up. Basically, they want to move up. Listen, the only problem is the restaurants are great, but listen, it's all about how much money you want to put into a deal. You guys got to sit down and say, okay, if we find a good deal, how much money can we, cut away to put into a real estate deal? Then you're going to need a bank to give you a loan. You got to set yourself up first. And the amount of money that you're willing to part with or to invest is going to determine what amount of property you can buy. If you guys want to put $1 million together, well, $1 million to get you up to $5 million. There you go. Whatever it is, whatever 20 or 25% you can put up is going to determine what deals you can look at. Okay. And then you got to find a deal. Can you fix things up? You can run restaurants. You know how to do all the cooking, but can you do the fixing? Most Mexicans can do everything. So there you go. You can get some fixer-uppers. Listen, it's all about adding value. Find a deal where you can raise the goddamn rents. It ain't fucking rocket science. You raise the rents, you make more money, the property's worth more money. It's simple. Real estate is very, very simple, on a normal level. You know, you can get a little technical now, but I would love, you know what I'd like to see you do? I want to see you build a, what do you call it? When you keep all the computers that run the world now?
Data center.
Data centers. Imagine owning a data center. Then you come by, you can visit the computers. Hey, how you doing? They're all buzzing away, working away in a big building. You got
I
shit
think
to
if
worry
you-
about.
if you
Because
rent-
the people that rent from you,
They don't even want you there.
They don't want, no, they don't want you
Want
there.
nothing.
They don't want, you're not even heard of. It's like, you know, Home
Yeah, but
Depot.
look who you're
You think Home
competing
Depot gives a
against.
fuck about me?
Yeah, but you're competing against billionaires that got data centers.
Billionaires.
That's the problem
I
with
know
the data
guys that own
centers.
data centers.
Saying like
Couple.
that's the big boys.
All right, well, do it, God damn it! At your age,
Is there
you
a-
can grab the world by the balls.
Wait, does it make sense to do a little data center?
You got the money back in
little
you.
data center?
You got everything you need. I wish I had all those opportunities. He's getting ready to be 35. Ding, ding, ding. The big 35 in a couple of weeks.
Why you gotta remind me? Please?
35. You are officially middle aged.
Remind me of something.
Typically, life is like
nice.
70s, 80s. So 35 is the middle, baby. You're in the middle now.
I feel it. It's
All right,
coming.
what else we got? So yeah, get your money together, find a deal, get a bank to loan and money, and everybody get it fixed and make money on it.
All right.
Do it.
G Axelrod
Check with brokers.
9987. Hey Ben, I bought a 450,000 4-2 single family in Orlando and rent the rooms, so I live almost free. I have a W2. What's the best next steps to scale? Another house hack or save multifamily?
House
And what
hack.
percent down?
House hack.
He bought a 450
I'm a house hack.
4-2
I
in
could
Orlando.
not- I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. These guys that do it got big, you know, they're gutsy, okay? Because there is no way
You
I'm
renting
gonna
a room?
fucking come home and have other people living in my house. But I'm a house hack. All right, Kevin, what's his name? He's gonna hate me for that one. Listen, if it works, it
Some
works.
people can do
Hey,
it.
it's smart if you could tolerate it.
Yeah.
The point is, you're giving up a lot to get a lot, which makes, you know, his situation is a great thing, and I'm happy for him. But I could not live.
You got to start
I
rough.
can't even live with my wife barely. I have to put up with that. But
It's just a different type of rough start. It's a rough
point
start.
is, what are you going to do from now? Now, all right, you're living in a house. You got a couple of roommates, so you live for free. Brilliant. Okay, but you know, you probably could have done it if you were tried really hard with a duplex and not had to live there, or live in one unit and let them have their own unit. Duplex, or triplex, or fourplex. Imagine you live in one and you got the other three paying your rent. What else can you ask for? I know you get free rent on any fourplex. I have yet to see a fourplex. Typically, I mean, I've always seen them work where you buy them and you got three people paying you. That money normally covers the taxes, the mortgage, the insurance, and you really ain't got no other bills. I mean, I love fourplexes for a beginner.
Yeah.
And that's what, if I was you, I'd be doing. So,
Yeah.
listen, if you could rent the people and live in the house with them, then renting the people you don't live with is a piece of fucking cake.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're a house hack. I'm gonna be. I don't even understand the whole hack thing. Who? Don't tell me
They're
what's his name
hacking it.
invented this. Did what's his name invent this?
No, you get
What's the
right
crazy
off.
guy that got
Kevin.
Kevin. What?
Meet Kevin.
Meet Kevin. Did Meet Kevin invent the house hack?
You know what I heard people are doing? You can
Let me tell you about Meet Kevin. Meet Kevin went out and he bought a 25-bedroom house. And him and his family, because he's got like 10 kids, they take 5 of the bedrooms and they rent the other 20 out. That's how big of a house hacker he is. He's the king of house hacking.
I got friends that are giving their girlfriends leases that aren't married yet, and they're writing off expenses and using that as a lease. Like they live with.
Shh, you shouldn't talk about things like that.
I'm just saying, that's legal. It's all legal. What are you talking? I know people.
He's
that
living
do it.
there. And I don't want to talk. I don't want to know. You know, when people always tell me some shit that's, you know, kind
It's
of
legal.
iffy, I think, you know what? I don't want to know.
I heard. I don't
And
do
if
it.
I
I'm
don't
just
know,
saying, it
I
sounds
ain't got to
good.
worry about it. All right. What else we got? We got anybody else with a question? Come on. Holy shit. Look at that.
Edamame 8632. Hey Ben, I'm a 20-year-old residential real estate investor. Portfolio value is about 1.7 million, 70% LTV, 5 houses. What's your advice for me?
All right.
He's young.
Number one, edamame is the biggest fucking ripoff
I
I've ever
love
seen in my
edamame.
life.
Don't.
You will go to a restaurant and they would charge you up to $10 for some fucking green beans and little seeds you got to suck out, which I used to get for free off the tree in Far Rockaway on Beach 43rd Street. Don't ask me why we had a green bean tree there. And then for $2 more in Miami, they put the special salt on it.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking break. All right. Anyway, the
Pink
point
salt.
is this. Listen, how old is he? Only 20 years old. He's
20.
already got $1.7 million, you know, but what's your net value? Is that your equity? It's all about what your equity is. You know, 1.7, you got 5 houses. Okay. The problem is this. If you're holding those houses, you're renting them out. I mean, you need to go to Ben and Mallah, consult Ben, because we got to talk serious, because I need to know what's your cash flow. Okay. How much money you got tied up in it? What's your cash flow? And because typically in my history of 40 years in real estate, 35 at least,
40.
37. Anyway, houses are for flipping, baby. Houses are nothing but pancakes, and you flip them, or a burger. So there's the beef. Anyway, to me, you know, you're not going to get nowhere. Guys call me all the time. Hey, I got 50 houses. I had a guy call me, he had hundreds of houses. We're trying to figure out how to piece them off and sell them to an investor or find the right broker for them. That's what I do when I consult with people. And, you know, and figure out how we're going to get rid of all these fucking houses. And banks don't want to loan in a big package of houses. Okay. So, you know, anyway, in my, you know, opinion, you know, is that houses are for flipping. And if you want to grow, you're not going to make that much money in cash flow. So why keep the fucking house? Okay. Typically that's the case because you only got one tenant paying your rent. And if that tenant ain't there for even a month, you're in the pocket, baby. So, you know, houses to me, you package them up, you sell them, you take that chunk of money. Now, if it's possible and you can schedule all the closings at the same time, then you can 1031 and be a nice 1031. You know, you package the whole thing together and you go out and buy something big. But, you know, listen, it all depends on whatever kind of deal you think you could find to replace what you got. And then there's upside. You got to keep growing. I used to sell shit that I hated selling. Why? Because I needed the money. The bank only gave me so much. I took out as much as I could on a refi, and I need more. Why? Because there's a deal out there I could double or triple it on. So the money's sitting in the goddamn property when it could be out there on the street making me money. You know, put that money out on the street.
I want to say
Make
something,
sure you collect from that bum.
This is a family show, so I'll keep my certain comments on.
Anyway, you know, so you know, you're a young guy too, so you definitely should think about raising money to do more deals. And if you know, flipping's the way to do it, you know, that's where you make your money on a house. Or start looking for fourplexes. You want to increase cash flow, which also increases value. Look for fourplexes or duplexes or triplexes or whatever you can qualify for, or you have enough down payment for. But you got to grow. Okay, it's all about growing. You can't just sit still. And houses typically you're sitting still. Okay, and that's my opinion.
What do you call that when the dogs is growling at you and it has the white stuff coming out? You got a little white on the corner. Just get that.
You and my wife with the fucking
I'm trying to help you. No one's listening to me. Don't worry.
All right, come on, Rafal. People gave you money.
Wait,
fucking
since you're talking about houses, I shouldn't reply to this guy. A buddy of mine says, wanted to see if you're interested in 262 single family home portfolio in Dothan, Alabama.
First thing, I'm not going to a fucking doofus, Alabama. Doofus and Alabama.
262.
Come on, put the questions up. People gave you money, Rafal. I'm tired of your fucking Pollock ways where you take money from people and you don't give them nothing in return.
Yeah.
All that European shit don't work over here.
McMike 967. Hey guys, I've been buying 2,000 to 3,000 tax lien lots, like $2,000 to $3,000 tax lien lots, and renting them as single trailer pads. The area isn't great and it doesn't feel like a normal play. Keep scaling or pivot?
Listen, if you're only paying a few grand for a fucking piece of dirt and people are paying you, I take it to the
He's renting them. Just
what if they have power? They have sewer. I don't know. But if it's making you money, listen, a guy called me on a Ben Consult the other day and we talked about it. It was amazing. He bought a RV place in West Virginia somewhere, and the city told him he can build 50 or 60 more spaces if he wanted. The spaces, we figured it out, they only cost 20 grand with the pad, with the electric, with the plumbing. He gets like $800 a month for a $20,000 investment. I said, I don't care how you get the money. You get the money and you fucking do it. Okay, and you max out as many spaces you can get. Listen, if it's working for you and it's not causing no headaches and or problems, and because you're making, I don't know what you're collecting for rent. That's the thing. I hope you're not collecting only $100 a month. I'm sure if you're collecting 5, 6, 7, 8, $100 a month, it's a major home run. I mean, let's face it, $3,000.
Even if he was collecting $100 a
and
month,
10% is $300 a year, which is only $30 a month.
yeah. I was
So
saying, even if he's
whatever.
doing
It sounds
100,
good. I'd
not
tie
bad.
every fucking one up I could. But hopefully the people under there are living good and not causing any issues, and everything's fine. But listen, if it makes money, you do it. If it makes money and it's legal, you do it. That's all. It's just common sense. Okay. And anything. If it works, keep working it. All right, what else we got?
Come on, raffle. From Anthony.
Forget
Kieta.
the names.
I
Just
like
read
saying
the
the
question.
names. Come on, Anthony. These people are
It takes
giving
you
me
too
money.
long.
I'm keeping all the money from
You
the
get
ones I
nothing.
read.
Just pay for your goddamn rolls to be fixed.
I'm 19
Save
and
them
have been
big money.
looking into buying my first rental property. I have all my ducks in a row, but got my loan rejected because my low credit history. And what would you do in my situation to get the loan approved?
Okay, here we go. This is the way it works with banks. Okay. They decline you and deny you. I got declined and denied so many times when I was in my 20s, and then I finally found a broker, a mortgage broker who knew the banks that would loan to me. Listen, the point is you have to qualify. Okay. So I don't know what kind of work history you have at that age. I don't know how much money you're putting down. I don't know what you're doing, but but I do commend you for wanting to do it. Okay, that's a fact, because all you got to do is have the desire in this business. And if you got the desire, you will do it and you will accomplish it. But you're going to have to give the banks what they want for them to loan you their money. It makes sense. I mean, listen, I wouldn't loan you a dime unless I knew you could pay it back.
I'm sorry. When everyone says they are not approved for the loan, it confuses me, because technically they're supposed to tell you why you're not approved for the loan, and then they tell you need an extra $20K down, or you need this, or you need that.
That's the answer.
So technically, you just get the
You
little
give
extra
them what they
pieces.
want. And if they say, no, we need to see the longer work history, or we need to see tax returns, now you know what your goals and tasks are to accomplish in order to obtain the loan. That's what I would do. The bank would give me a list. Well, why they always tell you why they turned you down. Okay. And now listen, why would a guy at 19 have a low credit score? I don't know. Maybe because you have no credit. I don't know. But the point is this: if I was you and you're really serious about it, go and find a mortgage broker.
Yeah.
And say, he'll tell you the real deal, because he only makes money if you get the loan. If he ain't get the loan, he ain't going to waste his time.
Please.
So he's going to lay it down on the table. Okay, this is why you didn't get it. This is what you need to do to get a loan. Okay, so that's what I did. I went to a mortgage broker. They don't charge you unless, they don't make any money on the deal, whether they get it from you or the bank, unless they get you the loan. They're a hired gun. I had a Jewish guy. Holy shit. If he was a fucking hired gun, he was a gunslinger. This guy...
that's the best
the hell is
first
his name?
step, is to get the mortgage broker. They're so
Anyway,
good to deal
the
with.
point is,
Give you
go to
options.
somebody that can help you. Whenever I have a problem in life, I find somebody that's qualified to help me.
There you go. I'm
And
here.
I'm not sitting in a room with one of them right
here.
now.
Your prayers have been
Okay.
answered.
But find an expert. I need lawyers. I need anybody. Mortgage broker will probably set you straight, or the bank will tell you why they declined you and what you need to do to get the loan. It's probably work history, or you definitely got to have a good credit score. You got to prove to them you can afford the deal.
Maybe you got a good family member, a nice
Get a cosigner.
cosigner.
Ding, 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 like he did his whole life.
Hey, everybody, you got to start somewhere and do it.
So, get a cosigner. There's different options. You got to find out, what route do I go down to accomplish to get a loan? What do I need to do? What's feasible? Cosigner, more income, better credit score. Look at your credit report. Maybe there's some bad shit on there. Some friend of yours stuck you with. I don't know, but
Or you
go to
find
Ben
some,
Mallah, consult with Ben. We'll talk about it. But you really go to a mortgage broker
or you
and
find
say, what's it going to take for me to get a loan? And he's going to say, okay, you fill this application out. You fill out the application. He says, well, this, and this. Damn. Then you get it to him, then he gets you the loan, and you'll live happily ever after. Next.
or you find some
Next.
big rich
I
mogul
said next.
that
God
doesn't
damn
want to
it.
do anything anymore, and you work for
All
him
right,
and slave
taking
for
over.
him.
Come on, read. You're here to read. You didn't do it in school. Do it now.
Thomas So Fatty. taking is his name.
Go
What do you want?
ahead. Go.
Thomas So Fatty.
You said that already.
I like saying it. Taking over portfolio and
South
Flow.
Flow.
Worth around
So
2.5
flow.
million, 20% LTV, 8 units across small multifamilies. What should I do? What should I refi and reinvest in?
You're taking it over. Okay, take it over. Once you take it over, then you have to do whatever you possibly can do to make it worth more money. Okay, you're not going to be able to refinance or do shit until you prove that you created some value there and made money on it so you can get some money out of it and get your money back and do it again. That's what you're supposed to do. It's called recycling. See, I'm very conscious of the environment. I've always recycled my money in buying real estate, so basically get your hands around a portfolio, add some value to it, show it's making more money. Now it's worth more money. Then you can refinance it. Okay. And what to reinvest in, the same shit as this deal, if you could find, if it's such a good deal in Flow.
You love
You know who
Flow.
started
You love
Flow Rider. When did Florida become Flow? Anyway, it is what it is.
Well, you
Ho.
New Yorkers start flowing here.
Flow. Okay, go.
APPPP 113. Tips. Treasury inflation protection securities and short-term bonds will give you dry powder during this crazy market being at all-time highs.
Yeah. I believe you, but, honestly, listen, I'm just telling people what I do. Okay. And if you need to park your money somewhere safe, I have always been a firm believer of municipal bonds because they're backed by the municipalities, which are backed by the state, which is backed by the federal government.
Can I borrow some?
So you own fucking muni
I know.
bonds.
Can
So
I
you're
borrow
bullshitting,
some?
okay?
You got too many.
Muni bonds is simple. They pay you 5% tax-free or a muni bond fund. They're a little under 5, but they'll go up and down. Anyway, you go in a muni fund, you get paid monthly from a fund that manages billions of muni bond funds, and they'll pay you over 5%
Are you
monthly.
allowed to talk about what you talked about with your
Talk about what I could talk about? What am I going to talk about?
your banker the other day? It sounded really good.
Sounded really good when you
when
talk to your
interest
banker.
when interest rates go down, something goes up.
My question was,
It was really nice. I remember. I was trying to remember what you said.
it wasn't the conflict. You already talked about that.
No, it was when interest rates are going down, the bond funds or the mutual funds are going up. What
Right.
did he say? He said,
If interest rates go up, then the value of my bonds go down. It's the opposite. If the interest rates go down, I think the bonds go down. I got to revisit that.
if
Okay?
the interest rate goes down, the bonds go up.
I know. I always
They're
mix
worth
them up.
more.
Anyway, the
because-
point is this: it's safe, and they're going to pay you what you invested into them when you buy them at par. You know what par means?
Yeah.
PAR.
It means what everybody else.
100. Okay, you can buy them at 100. They pay you back at 100. They pay you 5% tax free all through the time of the term of that bond, which is just a loan, but it's a loan of a lot of money from a lot of people. Okay, and then you can borrow against it if you ever need money too, and it's tax free. And if you live in California, you could be paying like 10% tax. I mean, because 10% of the state. If you're in the 37% bracket, that's almost 50 fucking percent. In New York, you got city tax. It's over 50% in New York City. Why don't you move to New York City and give up half your goddamn
Why
income?
don't you take your big ass boat up there?
Imagine
Pick
you
your
make
mom up.
Can you imagine you make $1 million a year and you only take home $500,000?
No, I couldn't imagine.
No, of course not, because you're very well off.
No, because I would move somewhere, not Florida.
Not
Stop
Florida.
coming to Florida. We're just talking people into coming here. I'd move to any state.
The more the merrier.
Georgia has, low income.
Are you going to Georgia?
I will go to
I'm
Georgia.
not
Yes.
going to Georgia. I
You
don't even
won't
like
go
going hunting there in the woods. All right, what else we got? Read.
Christine VL3VH. I'm gonna keep reading it because you don't want me to. Don't know if I should sell my duplex, 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,200 square foot. It's all paid. I'm seeing the location going down, and I am now having a hard time finding good tenants in Florida. Insurance and property tax.
Listen. Hopefully, you're talking about two bedroom, 2 baths at 1,200 square foot each. Those are big units if they're 2 bedrooms. Okay. But regardless, the point is this. listen, look at what you're getting on your, if you got to look at your asset. Everybody has to go through their portfolio, whatever they own, and say, okay, look at this asset. What is this asset worth today? If I take the money, okay? And how much am I making every month or every year off that asset? Okay, you got to make comparisons. What's better for you? Okay, but typically, if the signs are there that you're starting to not be able to find good tenants, because I'm going to tell you right now, I know for a fact, we do this all the time. We overbuilt the shit out of places. And what happens is the smaller places get hurt because all these big fancy new places go up. And now there's too many big fancy new places, and even they're hurting. So the little guy's really hurting, and it affects the whole market. And anyway, I mean, if you're not really happy being a landlord anymore, you should consider selling it. Okay. But find out what your basis is and make sure you know what your tax bill will be on your capital gains. So talk to your accountant, find out what your basis is. What did you pay for it? What are you into it for? And if you sold it, what would be Uncle Sam knocking on your door looking for? Unless you wanted to 1031 it to something else you found, but that's up to you.
And don't forget, just because it's a
listen,
bad
if you're not
neighborhood,
happy, dump it.
Yeah, if you just,
it's not kids. Kids you're stuck with. They make you unhappy, you're stuck with them. But a piece of real estate, listen, I've sold a lot of properties because you know what? You're seeing the signals right now. You're seeing, a storm that could be coming where it's going to get worse. So, sometimes you should really act on your signals. And listen, you might be happier with all that money in the bank if it's paid off. You might be want to, start spending a little money or put it in tax-free muni bonds and get 5% tax-free. Is the property paying you? I'm sure it's cash flowing really nice because you have no mortgage, but you still got taxes, insurance, and you got the headaches. And now you're sitting there with not great cash flow because it's hard finding a tenant. And then, you got to go Section 8. I love Section 8, but I did it on a big level. But, that could save you too, because Section 8, people will go to areas that aren't so great now, but they're good people and they just get assistance from the housing authority.
And don't be afraid to sell it because just because you think the area is getting
whatever
rough,
works for you.
Someone else might not think the area is that rough. Like when we go to an area,
What's
he
good
goes,
about a
"Oh,
duplex
lock the doors,
is,
lock the doors."
You know where you really score on that duplex if you sell it with an empty
it.
unit? Because you could sell it to an owner occupant and they'll pay big money for it because they're going to live there and they're going to rent it. So, if you're going to sell it, try to sell it while you're trying to rent it. Do both at the same time. Now you got some options because it has a highest value to somebody if it was on the market that is looking to live and rent a duplex. So there you go. Next. I feel like I work in the deli. Next, give me a quarter pound of American and a half a pound of corned beef.
Cushy stocks. You're up next. Hey, Ben, I just bought a duplex last year. It got reassessed for taxes at almost double last year's value. I'm going in on Monday to argue it lower. Any tips? Sounds just like you.
The problem, I always try to tell people this before they buy the real estate. That's why I consult with people and tell them when they're looking to buy it, never forget about the fucking property taxes because you have to. What did I do yesterday when me and your brother are in that office talking about the Fort Myers deal, which we're talking, this thing's up in the, by the time we're done, it could be a $50 million project. Okay, what am I pulling off the computer myself and looking at yesterday? The fucking tax bill. Why? Because the guy before you, it was assessed a lot lower because he had it a lot longer and it didn't go up that much every year. Especially, who knows? A duplex could have been homesteaded. I don't know. And it didn't go up at all. So the point is this. Whenever you buy a piece of real estate, it's going to get recorded. And what happens? The county tax assessor's office, God bless them, because we need our county taxes to pay for the police and everything. But they're waiting, baby. Every time your property records, bam, they reassess it because it's sold at its price. So they got to charge you tax based on today's market price. And that could be double or more than what the last guy was paying because he was sitting quiet away. Then he's not under the radar. He's just another guy paying his property taxes all these years, and it ain't going up a little. But then when you come now and the market's double or triple, the tax bill gets reassessed. They send you a big fat bill, and you got to go on and you got to say, listen, you can fight it and you can contest it. And I hire a guy that specializes in doing that. All right. And they normally will charge you. The way it works with these guys is you typically don't pay anything unless they save you money on your tax bill, they get a percentage of that. I think what do we pay? 10%, 20%?
Yeah, it's worth it.
So basically,
Look
I send a
into it.
professional, and typically it's normally somebody that used to work in that area of the government, and they went into business for themselves. So, listen, they're useful. They'll go in, they know the ropes, and, you can try to consult with somebody, maybe if they exist in your area, or you just can test it yourself and say, listen, this property is not worth this. You're estimating it. I was in distress when I bought it. I was
they don't know everything about
distress.
They don't know everything about the property until
you can argue and say, listen, you need
them.
to have somebody else take another look at it, or you could find other properties in that exact location. If you really want to do your homework, find other properties in that location and show that the per square foot value is lower than what they're evaluating yours for. And you can find all that online or get a real estate agent to help you.
Yep.
So, prove your case. Hey, listen, I paid this because I needed it. And I was had the family needs reasons. I had personal reasons. I had to buy it and I needed it and I overpaid for it. And here's proof that the other properties' tax bills and recent sales are much lower. You can try. That's the best way I can tell you. All right. All right. Go.
Eddie Stud 28. I own 2 rentals. One owes $76K at 5.5%. Rents for $1,800. Mortgage is $832. The other owes $170K. Rents for $2,500. Mortgage $1,290. I have $100K cash. Should I pay off the 5.5% loan or invest it somewhere else? Please help me. Sad face.
I own 2 rentals. One has
You gotta read that a couple times. I like the info.
All right, you got a 5.5% loan on one of them, and you owe $76,000. The rent for $1,800.
Yep.
All right, mortgage is $8,000, so you keep $1,000. Then you still got your taxes and insurance. I think the other owes $170,000. The rent's $2,500. The mortgage is
should he pay off his loan or invest it somewhere else? I don't know if his mortgage
includes the tax and insurance or not.
Most likely it does.
I have $100K cash that I pay off the 5% loan or invest it elsewhere.
It seems a little cheap.
Anyway,
might not.
I don't know. Do you have any equity in these properties? Let's see. You owe $76,000 on something you're collecting $1,800 a month. Okay. If it's collecting $1,800 a month, it sounds like a house. I don't know what the value is, but maybe it sounds like you have some ability to get a HELOC. You can try a HELOC on a house, and get a line of credit against it if you want money to play with. Because listen, if you got $100,000 cash and that's all you got to keep reserve money. I always tell people, listen, always keep reserve money. You never know when a shit's going to hit the fan or a rainy day or a hot deal comes up where you want to put the money on it. Okay. So keep reserves. I mean, listen, if you borrow against these assets, your cash flow is going to go down. Are you dependent on looks like a couple of $1,000 a month you're making here? If you are, you better be careful if you need that cash flow to live on. Okay. If you don't, and you rather have the money to put in a better deal, then you refinance or get a HELOC. Okay. Or you could sell if you feel like there's enough equity or money to take off the table from what you paid for it. I don't know what you paid. That's why I have to sit on phone calls with people for 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, I can know your whole goddamn life. Okay. And we can accomplish so much in 15 minutes. So anyway, I'm just telling you, but listen, you got 2 choices. You got to make the right choice that's right for you. You can refinance what you got, try to see how much money the bank's going to get you. Your rate's going to go up if you do that. You're at 5.5 now. Is the other loan at 5.5 too?
Yeah.
5.5. It's probably going to be maybe 6.5. Maybe, I don't know. It depends on you. Is it possible to get 5.5 right now? Maybe. I know you get 6 maybe, but it's going to be 6 to 6.5. Go find out. But refi, sell them if you got a big chunk that you made, or use the $100,000 you got, but I don't recommend you. Make sure you keep reserve money.
Reserve money.
Reserve.
Jack Smith, T4X. Ben, I'm 19-year-old leasing agent in Milwaukee. If you were in my position, what is the first step you would take to elevate and progress in my investing journey? After purchasing my first property, how do I scale?
All right. You're a leasing agent. What kind of leasing? That's what I'm wondering. Is he leasing multifamily? Is he leasing retail? Is he leasing offices? I don't know. But the point is this: if he's just a leasing agent in multifamily, leasing was a big part of my success in real estate. Leasing, which led to management. Okay. So if you like this whole leasing thing and the whole management thing, it could, be a good, substantial, steady income for you until you make a lot of money in real estate. That's what happened to me. I managed other people's shit, did a damn good job. I said, well, fuck, if I can make them money, why don't I make money for myself? I started doing that. He already got one property, right? He said he already had one property. We probably took the words away from us. He's after purchasing my first property, how do I scale?
No, first step.
The first property that you invest in has to have a second step. You see in the future, you got to buy something that is going to make you money. And, you got to buy a value add deal, something you're going to make money on. So then the money you make will take you to the next step with the same money that you invested in that property. And then it becomes like the snowball effect. And you just keep rolling and rolling and rolling, baby. But you got to invest in the right deal that when you buy it, you're going to make 50 grand off this deal. You're going to make 100 grand off this deal. There's got to be some plan that you can execute and be successful in. It's not common sense. It's just common sense. There's no secrets to this shit. It's all numbers, and the numbers got to work. You got to know if you accomplish A, B, and C, you're going to equal D.
And he's got money coming in from
D
his job.
For dough.
He's got money coming in. If his credit's not too bad, he should be able to get a loan.
He's a leasing agent. He's the best person in the world to buy something because he can lease it out. Find something, I don't know, but I don't know what you qualify for. You can have to, a guy like you leasing, you're going to want to start with a fourplex. 1 to 4, baby.
Real Sky Lara Malandada.
Mandola.
Hey, Ben.
La Mandola.
I'm 22 and have watched you since I was 16. Damn, you've been on here that long.
Oh my God.
Damn.
I got to retire from this now. I got 2 things to retire from.
You've been doing
That's
this?
called double dipping.
22, watched you since I was 16. Year why I got into real estate. I make $120K a year and use it to flip houses while transitioning into developing single family and multifamily rentals. Love your content. Love your son, Vincent. Hope to meet you someday.
Well, I'm very happy to hear that, and I really appreciate it because, listen, if you're 22, you can do anything, okay? You can work long hours, you can keep looking for those deals, and just keep doing it, and that's great. I'm glad you're doing well, and keep doing it, but flip them, baby, flip them. Act like you're working in fucking Burger King, flipping burgers. We're just flipping houses.
Yeah.
Maybe we should come up with a burger that's shaped like a house. How about that?
You talk shit, but I feel so good when I'm working in a single family house,
White Castles,
flipping it, and no one's there to bother
apartments.
me. You're not there to call me because it's so late. I like flipping houses.
All right. You
Not
also
a lot,
like flipping
but
out,
a
too.
little bit. It's like
All
side
right,
work.
come on, read. You're here to read.
Eyes can't read. Ruvelli.
Whatever.
Hi guys, I'm 22. Just lost my job. Advice to get myself back up. Feeling behind. Looking to start an online fitness business as well. I love fitness. I can get you guys in the best shape possible. Initial goal is real estate.
That's funny because I just did a consult with a guy that is making a fortune in his living room.
Working
And
out.
he's calling me about whether he should buy. He's making so much money doing some kind of fitness. I think it's women related, not, in a bad way. I asked him, I said, this ain't porn, is it? He said, no, this is real. And anyway, the point is this: if you know, or you believe, you at least try. Okay. You got nothing better to do. You're out of work anyway. So if you could put your fitness plan together, that could maybe be the base of your life to protect you for the rest of your life. Listen, if you don't try, you'll never know. And this guy is making so much money in his fucking living room doing some kind of fitness online channel. Okay, Rafal, and
the guy that works
that
out with his boxers?
he's consulting with me about buying a $4 million retail place where he's going to occupy the empty space. But after the conversation, we figured it out.
Stay at home.
It was smarter for him to rent the empty space than buy the building, based on the price they wanted, because it was a fancy area in downtown Miami. So that's the story. Listen, if you have an ability to create something without needing a lot of money, you always do that first in life. Real estate will always come around, and you can always get your license, and try a crack at selling, but they don't pay a salary. It's on commission. And, but listen, the real estate license is a license to make money. You can get a license. You can do everything. How old is he? 21?
22.
Come on, 22 years old, you can do it all. All right, you can get a real estate license, which is equivalent to people making college educations easily. Okay, it depends where you're at and where you're selling.
And
real
if you
estate.
just got fired, but you're good at fitness, if you're pretty, well off.
What about personal trainer in the meantime at
That's
the LA
it.
Fitness?
I was just you take it right out of you.
But do whatever you got to do to get a job right now if you have
Yeah,
to.
you
But
have
if you
to.
have some sort of
ASAP.
something you want to own yourself, the only way you're gonna make money in life is you can't work for somebody else. Okay, Vincent's a pure example of that.
Pure luck.
Okay, so basically, listen, if you have any kind of dream in life or any kind of thought of something you could do for yourself and be your own person, you should always try it at least. If you fail, oh well, you failed. So what? It was an experience in life, but always try. But go get a job. Even in the meantime, get your fitness thing started, and get your real estate license if you really like real estate. Now you got 3 things going for you. You got money to pay the bills, you got a business you're creating, and you're going to start seeing if you can sell houses to people.
Yeah.
Do it. You're 22. You only need 6 hours of sleep. That's what the Army told me. 4 hours in the Army.
I mean, you need to go get
Army told me, you're only getting 4 hours of sleep, soldier.
Yeah, I mean,
But I'm dying. Get your ass out there and give me 40 push-ups. And I did in the fucking rain.
But
They
make
were horrible.
sure.
I lost 40 pounds in 2 months in fucking South Carolina.
But make sure you go get a job first. You got to get a job. Whether
yourself
it's at a
employed.
hotel
Maybe he's
or
living with his
anywhere.
mommy. Maybe you don't need a place to stay. He's living with his mommy. All right,
No,
move on. Let's
everybody
go.
needs a
22, get busy, real estate license, seek out whatever business you can create and get a job too. You can do it.
James Sambroto. What do you think about property in Hermosa Beach, California? Also, have you ever taken niacin for the flush? I don't know. That sounds like some old people shit at the end. What is niacin
Number
for
one.
the flush?
What do you think about the property in Hermosa? Mi esposa es muy hermosa y una mentirosa. Okay. I mean, Hermosa Beach, we don't really know much about it. I think it's on the Atlantic side, right? Hermosa, look it up on a map. Take us to the map, please.
California, yeah.
See, if I was a big shot, I'd say, show us that on the map.
Yeah.
And I can't do that shit because I got a Pollock here. Where's Hermosa Beach on a fucking map of Florida?
California.
Daytona area?
California.
Where's it at? What's next to it? Come on, let's go. Come on.
It's in California.
California? Oh, I thought it was Hermosa
That's
Beach
what he
Florida.
said. Maybe.
What did he say? California or Florida? Oh my God. We don't even know what fucking state we're in anymore. You people are nuts.
CA is
I'm
California.
going to get my mother in here. She's going to straighten you goddamn mother bitches out. God damn it. Vinny's name for my mother was Chicken Butt. Where's that chicken butt at? God damn it. I told her to get my fucking cups over here.
God damn it. Stop
Chicken
opening and
butt.
closing my fridge. God damn it.
If he doesn't stop open and close that fridge, God damn it, I'm going to kill him.
I
She's
told
nuts.
him.
And then I opened the fridge one time, I went and visited. You remember I found Diet Chocolate Fudge Soda. Who the fuck have even heard of that shit? And everything in the fridge
It's
could have been
expired.
anywhere from 5 years old to 20 years old. I mean, it was dangerous opening her fridge. That's where you get it from.
She would get
You like
mad.
all that old leftover
And
shit.
she would get mad when you look at something, you go, this is fucking expired.
She's
She go,
got
"That's not it."
packages of fucking duck sauce and soy sauce in her fridge from restaurants that closed 20 years ago. She's crazy. What else we got? Did we ever find out what the fuck state we're in?
Hermosa.
Where?
Come on.
I don't know anything about Hermosa, California. I wish I did, but
It's
California
by San Diego. It's
I mean,
good,
if it's near
decent.
San Diego, it's big money.
Santa Monica.
Do your homework. What's the other question?
He said, you ever taken niacin for
I don't
the
know
flush?
what niacin is and what for the flush. What? I'm flush?
No.
I don't even know what flush means. A toilet flush.
What the hell is niacin for the flush, Rafal?
I
It
don't know.
sounds like
Move
something
on.
you know.
Move on. I don't do niacin. And
C2PB.
I
Atlanta
do
home.
Metformin. I take metformin. That's for high blood pressure or sugar.
All right. Atlanta home, 10
Isn't it
minutes.
unbelievable? I don't have high blood pressure. Do you imagine that?
God damn it.
What do you got? I can't read it. Read it.
Atlanta home, 10 minutes from what the fuck is MB Mercedes-Benz Stadium, 250K, 131K payment, 1,700, 2.5% interest. Want two Airbnbs with $400 manager. Use equity for 70K ADU Airbnb in backyard, or save for 3P 4P.
I'm fucking lost.
World Cup on the
What
way.
the? Atlanta's
in
a different
June.
place. Let me tell you, I've been to Atlanta. I've actually spoke in Atlanta. You know, you were with me one time. I took you on my plane. We went to Atlanta. It's a real
No,
estate
that's
conference.
why I like it.
All right, Atlanta home, 10 minutes to the stadium. Good, I hope. Atlanta's tricky, baby. 250K. You owe $131. Your payment $17.20. Now 2.5%. Great. You got I don't know. Is this a rental? You want to Airbnb, or you want to
They
Airbnb?
want to. Oh,
I
they
don't
want to air.
understand.
They want to
Want
Airbnb
to
with
Airbnb. He must be talking into it. Want to Airbnb. You want an Airbnb with $400 manager. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. All right,
Use
I don't know. You
equity.
want to Airbnb the place you got? Okay, I don't know. Or are you trying to get more Airbnb? I don't get it. You need to go to benmal.com because over Ben, use equity for $37,000. Use equity for $70,000. I don't. ADU is an additional something.
Yeah,
unit, okay?
yeah.
Airbnb in backyard, or save up for 3. What's a P stand for? 3P, 4P.
Pushing
World
P.
Cup, over the counter, over the what?
Atlanta
I
has
don't
their
read
own
this stuff.
slang.
There's a new
3P, 4P.
language.
What the hell is that?
This is a new generation you're not even a part of. 620 grand. Okay, the point is this. What does he say? Oh, he's Atlanta. Hey, listen, if you can build an ADU, okay, we talked about this earlier. If you can build an ADU, you're adding to your existing property's value. And you know, if you spend X amount of dollars building that ADU, and you could Airbnb it, you can rent it out, you can do whatever the hell you want. If you know the cost of that ADU is going to have a much more bigger value when it's done and rented or there, then you do build the ADU. Whatever you can build, as long as the numbers make sense, you build. Okay. I would always, and then you can Airbnb it, but you want strangers in your backyard. I don't know if you live there, or, just rented long-term maybe in ADU, because Airbnb's got a lot of cost involved. You got to make sure that you see what the net in your pocket is with that Airbnb. You got all kinds of charges, don't they? I mean,
Yeah.
you got to clean, you got this, you got that. You got
If
to
you're
hire
10
somebody to
minutes
do
from
it.
the stadium,
Well,
you
that's
should
great.
be pretty
10 minutes
good.
stadium, yeah. If the money's in Airbnb, but make sure the money's in the Airbnb. Make sure there's not a lot of competition out there already. But if you want strangers coming there and you're living there, something to think about. If you can hang, then hang.
If you do some comps, do some comps.
Or
and,
rent it out long. But either
most
way,
likely
the
do it.
point is this. If you spend money to add on to your existing assets, you're increasing the value of your asset. Just make sure you don't overspend on construction. All right.
I'm back.
I'm back.
I get paid hourly.
I get paid hourly. I work for a property management company. I have 725 staff. I struggle with learning and completely completely competently. I have trouble learning too. With learning and competently make progress. Do you have any tips on how to be a better learner? And retain knowledge.
Keep watching my dad, and you will freaking help. I'm telling you. That's all that happened to me.
Ain't done much for you, goddammit. We seen the shitbox houses you bought.
It helped me out.
You better sell off the rest of your crap. Listen, the point is this. What is the point? You work for a property management company. That's what I used to do. Okay. I worked for a big shot one, and I learned a lot of shit for a while because there was a time where, the guy that I was supposedly having a great career with, he started going that way. I said, fuck that. I'm going to back my ass up, take a job at a private management company. And I worked for some big shots in San Francisco, all over the Bay Area. And they taught me a lot of shit.
You're still
I learned corporate, baby.
You're still young. You got a lot to learn, and you're going to be learning for a long time.
You qualify. Did you ever get an FHA or apply for an FHA loan? Have you ever filled out the thing online or gone to a bank and try to get an FHA loan to see what can you do? How much money will they lend you so you know what you can do? Simple as that. Get things going there, get things cooking. You're already in property management, you're one step ahead of everybody else.
Yep.
And if you're in property management, if you really want to be recognized in that field, get your goddamn license.
Certification.
No, that comes even later. If you get a real estate license, people in property management will recognize that you have some real credentials that they ain't got typically.
Yeah.
I mean, a real estate license, actually, if you want to own a management company, you have to have a real estate license, a broker's license.
Willful Loki 5281. Hey, Ben, fellow veteran here. Wife is a veteran as well. Kids are veterans. Grandma's a veteran. Everybody's a damn veteran in the family.
Don't
Good
be
job.
making fun of us
I'm
veterans,
not.
goddammit.
I'm congratulating them. Damn, we need more.
served our time to protect your freedom.
I want to see your paperwork.
I just did it from behind the desk.
Hey, Ben,
go.
fellow veteran here. Wife's a veteran as well. How do we utilize the VA loan to start our real estate business? Longtime fan, love the content. I love your son. I'm 43 and net around 120K in Kentucky.
You didn't say son, it said content. I don't love you. Anyway, so listen, simple. I mean, at 43, I would assume if you haven't already used your VA loan, even I used my VA loan. I mean, if you haven't used it, you don't owe them any money on one, and you really want to get serious. I mean, you sound like we need to spend some time talking also, because I need to know. With the VA, typically you can go up to 4 unit, baby. You get 4 unit.
0% down?
No money down. 4 unit. You know something. You know a little bit.
I know a veteran.
And you're not even a veteran, but you're
son of a veteran.
Son of a veteran.
You're a son of a veteran. Better than what you used to call me.
My mother called me a son of a bitch. And I said, lady, you're right. So basically, listen, you can go up to 4 units. Go find a fourplex with no money down, if you want, and keep your whatever money you got in the pockets. And that's what I would do. Apply right away, immediately. Everybody does VA loans, all the banks, everybody. And get the paperwork in, get it approved, start looking for some fourplexes.
And then refinance to a regular FHA loan, and then go get another VA loan.
Let's just start with getting the first one, okay? Big shot.
I'm sorry, I like to think fast.
Yeah, you like to think
I've
fast.
been badgered
you think so
my whole
fast,
life.
you leave yourself behind all the
I
time.
leave stuff behind. Mario Angelo, 7248. In NYC, I got real estate license. I applied to top tier real estate agencies in NYC. No word in return from your experience. How can I make millions a year on commissions at an elite level? And how can I win at an elite level? Got his real estate license, applied to top tier real estate agencies.
I heard it. I know this fucking story. All right.
Times.
It's Mario. I know Mario Angelo. The problem with Mario Angelo is he's the fucking problem. When you walk into a place, hey, I got my license.
Job.
Give me a fucking job. I'll sell every fucking thing you got. Yeah, give me that place. I'll fucking sell it there. I'll sell everybody. They'll stand out, go, hey, you want to buy a fucking house? Anyway. Mario, what the fuck are you doing?
That used to be you. That used to be you.
You got the fucking license and nobody wants you, Mario. Maybe it could be the way you look, because real estate, I tell you, those guys, you're in fucking New York City. You're in a fucking wolf's den.
Yeah.
You are in the den of wolves. And I deal with those guys. These guys fly into Florida. They come in with their sharp fucking shoes and their fancy fucking pants and, looking all fucking New York GQ. Yep. And, they're all big shots. Yeah, I'm in New York. Let me tell you, New York, if you could fucking make it in New York, you get trained there.
I'm telling you.
The kid you grew up with. He grew up in a little beach town with you, wakeboarding around the water and all this shit. He goes to fucking New York City, JP, and he fucking got turned around.
Wall Street.
I didn't see him for a few years, and I seen him. I said, "Oh shit, this guy's
he
fucking
came with a
New
nice
York.
fucking.
This guy's making $1 million bucks a year. He's looking sharp. He's talking to New York slang, and he's confident. It makes you fucking confident. I don't know. Maybe you need to get me on the phone, and we need to talk about what the fuck your problem is, Mario, or we can straighten you out. And find out. I mean, I could try to make some recommendations if you tell me what kind of real estate you're in, but I ain't pulling no strings. You can embarrass me either. But get a hold of me if you want, and I'll try to put you in the right direction. But you got to think about it. Look at them and look at you. What's the difference? That's the first step. Then, it's your personality. You got to make them feel like you want to be there. But you got your license. They should welcome you in. Problem is, they don't pay. Normally, a lot of them don't pay at first. You got to work on commission, but you're part of a team. Then you start sharing the commissions.
Or
get a hold of me.
Or don't do top tier. Why you got to go top tier right away?
Go a smaller place. Don't go to a big shop. Work your way up, like Vincent said, like he's trying to do in life. Go to a smaller operation and try to get your foot in the door there. Okay, but remember, you want these people to let Mario Fabio, whatever his name was, into their world. You got to make them want you in their world. That was the whole trick in life, people. I always learned growing up in New York. You got to make people that you're interacting with want to interact with you.
Just like me and you.
And some people might call it, but it's not really. It's, you're getting along,
Just
you're
like
trying
me
to
and
get
you.
in,
I'm literally
you
the
know?
black version of you. So I can get along with you and get
You
what you
bullshit
got.
way more than I do. I bullshit a little, people. You do too much. Next.
Learned it from you.
We Albanians love you and your family. Respect. Send luck to New York City. I send luck to New York City. Albanians.
Fucking Albanians
they work their ass off.
everywhere.
They work their ass off.
There's Albanians
But then again,
everywhere.
this Albanian guy, he was a great electrician right around here. And he used to show me pictures. Once a year, he would go home and he was taking shipping windows and all kinds of shit. As many years ago, I don't know about now. And he was showing me the projects he's trying to work on a home for his family because they had wars and all this shit and everything was fucked up. And very hardworking people. Very. Next.
Tilden Miller. 3638. Ben, love the videos. If you had the opportunity to purchase a property that would give you 12% after expenses, is that a no-brainer to purchase the property? Office space. You had them until that last two words.
I've never done office space, very little in my life. Listen, right now, offices are getting crushed. The point is, it might be making 12% return right now, but how long's the lease? How strong's the tenant? Do they plan on staying there? Offices can be dangerous. Why? Because you can conduct business in your fucking car right now. I'm in my car.
In your bathroom.
I'm on my phone doing fucking deals. All right, 15 million, yeah. Auctions. I mean, you got to be careful with office right now. And COVID taught us all that. Stay your ass at home and save the fucking rent.
But if the leases and everything is
the point
kosher,
is 12% can be good. Now, medical office does very well because you can't do medical office from your car, and stuff like that in your house. So it's against the law. You can't practice in your fucking house. Some old doctors did. Tom Nash's grandfather did on that farm we go to.
That was the first.
The first
people clinic.
Would show up there back in the days with a chicken to have and see the doctor.
You're talking about 1920 something.
Come in to have a baby in his farm. Anyway, what was the question? Oh yeah, 12% is a good return, but you better make sure it's a safe long-term return. And then it's still taxable even after you depreciate the real estate. You depreciate it, so you better be careful because you get 5% tax-free if you're living in a place like New York City. Shit, you might as well not even. It's not worth the risk. Unless there's some upside, can you get more rent out of it? Blah 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 blah. If there's a value add component, then it's even better. 12% is good. But, listen, I look for the big payoff. Return's a return. Return's going to slowly grow, but a big payoff is where the money's at.
All right. Joseph C. Wiki. 8908.
Who cares about the fucking
I
number?
Like the names. God, can I have a little bit of fun
Sounds
once
like
in my
prisoner.
life?
Joseph Sawicki, prisoner 8908.
We're not allowed to ever. I'm having this is the most fun I had in a while.
God, now you sound like your brother. You're more a boss than a dad.
Because we are. It's true. We like to have a little bit of fun.
I've been a dad. I need a break.
We just want to have a little.
Fucking old.
Girls just want to have fun.
Get on a girl. Go. Come on. What did Wiki say?
I am selling a business. You're lucky I don't do an accent for each one of these people and really have some fun. I am selling a business.
Do a Polish accent. That ain't a fucking Polish name. I don't know what a fucking Polish name is.
I'm selling a business.
Wait. Stop. Verfal, tell us all your last name.
It's Shemetsky.
Shemetsky?
Yeah, and this one is like Shivitsky.
Shivitsky. All right, come on. Go ahead with the Dashi.
I am selling un business and will have 9 million in equity. The business I am selling is in New York. I got to change the accent. I moved to Florida 5 years ago. Do you recommend on a 1031 or business cash flowed 1.2 million annually? I want to match that net.
Well, 9 million. Is it one more? It said 1.2 million annually. Is that net? Oh yeah, I want to match that net. Are you getting the net now, or are you looking for it to be net?
No, he wants to match that.
You're
net.
selling a business that gave you a cash flow of what was that about?
Cash flow 1.2.
Looks like 12%.
Gross.
10% would be 900,000. Take a 300 grand in on that. It's probably another 3%, 13%. All right. The point is this: you're selling your business. Okay. You need to talk to your accountant and see, can you 1031 a business? I know you can 1031 real estate, ask AI, but I don't know when it comes to business because I don't sell businesses. I do with the hotels, but they still consider real estate. And then you could carve out the real estate part and the business part and 1031 the real estate part. I know you can do that, but find out if you can 1031 the whole goddamn thing. Listen, where's he going? He said he's from New York, but where's he going? Oh, he's selling a business.
He moved to Florida 5 years ago.
Where's
but he hasn't sold the bit. He still has a business in New York.
Yeah,
that he's running from Florida.
Okay, he moved to Florida 5 years ago.
The business cash flow 1.2.
Well, listen, if you can take that 1.2 million, okay. Oh wait, 1.2. You got 9 million. Is it 9 million cash, or is it 9 million in equity? That's cash. I mean, if you got 9 million, you can do all kinds of shit. You can be looking for deals up to 35 million. It's up to you. No, you got to find a deal that's going to give you a 12 or 13% return. That's what you got to do. And if you need money in the meantime, stick it in tax-free muni bonds at 5% tax-free, and then just borrow against it if you want for the same money that they're charging you interest. Or, take from there. Take the interest from there, and use that to live off of. But the point is this, you got to find a deal that's going to give you the same return. That's what you got to do. And it's not easy, but you can do it. And now's a good time in Florida. I don't know what part of Florida you're in. You should go to benmallah.com and consult with Ben, and we'll have a nice talk about everything and get down to the nitty gritty,
right,
baby.
C2.
You want to do retail? You want to do multifamily? Let's talk about it. But you can't do it here tonight. Come on. I can't sit in a room with Vincent that long.
I know.
Come on.
I got chicken in the car waiting.
Play back again.
C2PB.
Picture.
Yeah, same picture, different name.
C2PB.
They got multiple accounts.
Okay, C2PB.
Same person.
R2D2.
This is the person we talked to earlier from
I want Airbnb
East
and live in
Atlanta.
the ADU. She wants to Airbnb. I want to Airbnb and live in the ADU. I have 30K saved. Prefab ADU is 70K. I'd be willing to finance it. Airbnb didn't finance it. Airbnb averages 150 a week.
Yep.
That's it. 600 a month. 3,100 a month. Oh,
Yes.
wait, she put $150 a week. $150 a week is $600 a month. She put $3,100 a month. So maybe she meant a day. Oh, yeah, because a day would be okay.
Yeah.
World Cup in June. What's going to happen when the World Cup's not there? He's still got the same business there. That's the question. How's that Airbnb going to do when there's no events? Is there any time? It's seasonal, like a hotel business. Is there any time of the year that it's not going to be that busy and it might hurt you?
Okay, so
you have your good months and you have your bad months. At the end of the year, does it work out? I don't know.
that would work out because they want to live in the ADU that's cheap, and they're gonna hustle the hell out of the main house.
Listen, what you need to
and
do
pull in
is
$3,100 a month.
you might be able to, I don't
Pay
know,
off the mortgage at
if you get a
$1,700.
if you get a HELOC on this thing and get your hands on some money, or finance whatever you need to build the ADU. I don't know how you're gonna build an ADU for 70 grand. That sounds pretty goddamn cheap to me.
You're
But
involved.
if you can do it, do it. Prefab, I understand prefab. I love prefab, so basically do it and move in the ADU and rent out your place, Airbnb, make $3,100 a month, and ding, 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 for 70 grand,
But
you
don't.
made $3,100 a month. You made your money back in a couple of
But
years.
they keep
And
saying
you're living good, baby.
they keep saying the World Cup. That's
I don't
icing on top of the cake. But you got to
That's
make
only
sure you
once
got
a
your
year.
cake. You got to make sure you're going to
You better
rent
make
that
sure
thing
you're
out.
going to get $3,100 a
throughout the
month.
year.
How many months are you going to get it?
Yeah.
What do you? I mean, you're going to do it just for the World Cup. What do you do when the World Cup's
Yeah.
over?
Vincent
Then
Tang.
your cup is empty. Then what do you do?
Vincent Tang ZF6TJ. Hey, Ben, great stuff. And thanks for all the educational content you put out to the public. Any reason why the multifamily market is suffering in New York City and everybody is selling their buildings 6+ units? I love your
That's
son.
true. I've been seeing a lot of shit from New York. Every day I see stuff for sale in New York. You know why?
Mass exodus.
Rent control. You are a piece of crap landlord. You will not get no more money for this place. We will raise everything. We will make you pay extra taxes. We will charge, and you get nothing because we're in New York City, baby. Anyway, listen, a lot of people are selling in New York right now because, they say, fuck it. All the fucking rules and regulations and taxes and rent controls and everybody's suing you. It ain't fucking worth it. That's why we left California. They were fucking trying to sue me for stupid shit that I had nothing to do with. And it's nuts. You know, it was crazy. And then the taxes and the regulations and the license of this and the license for that and the raising the price of everything. I'm done. So a lot of people selling in New York, you know.
Can you bring the thing back up, Rafal? Because after he
what?
goes on a rant, I completely forget what the
You
question
forgot that
was.
they're basically talking about the multifamily business in New York. Everybody's selling right now. I mean, it could be a time to get a good deal if you got the stomach for it. If you can lowball them down to a good enough price. I've seen some prices that said, shit, if I was 30 years younger, I might fucking go to New York. You know, I'm seeing a lot, really, mostly in the upper Manhattan. I've been seeing a lot of shit. I've been seeing shit in the Bronx, you know, Queens even. So, you know, listen, if you got the stomach for it, do it. But the numbers got to work, okay? The numbers got to work. And you got to be aware of all the bullshit you got to put up with. Done.
Mikey 61900. Ben had a tenant, had a slip and fall, and she sued for $2 million. Insurance company ultimately settled, but we almost went to trial. Had we went to trial and she somehow won, juries do become sympathetic. What WTF?
What the fuck?
I didn't want to say it. I didn't know.
The day you don't want to say F.
I don't know.
I've been trying. We get sued constantly. I've had people on camera create their slip and fall. Then you were in your hotel and the lady purposely planned the fucking slip and fall in the lobby of the Sheridan in fucking Cypress Creek.
Yeah, the lady that was wearing the flip flops.
A lot of people walk away with money if you don't catch them on camera. You know, a lot of them get away with it, make a fucking good living at it. I mean, the problem is that's why you got to have good liability insurance. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. A lot of our properties, if I don't have a fucking loan on it, I self-insure it. If a fucking hurricane comes, fuck it, I'll fix it. If a fire comes, fuck it, I'll fix it. The liability, I ain't fucking with. We got big liability policies because it's the society today is sue. And the lawyers are the ones pushing it. And the lawyers make almost half. They make almost fucking half the money. They get like at least 40%. And then they try to add costs on top of that shit. It's the lawyers that created their multi-million-dollar businesses, you know, and that's what pushes it. And, you know, and then they want to, you know, if you go to trial, it costs a lot of money to go to trial. Insurance companies don't want to pay it, so they end up caving in and settling. Yep. It's happening with car accidents a lot. Everything is crazy now. The lawsuits are nuts. If you own any real estate, make sure you get excess coverage, an umbrella. And the umbrella will keep you out of the fucking rain if your ass gets sued. So, you know, your brother put an extra umbrella policy on my fucking car insurance, thank God. You know, some idiot had some bullshit lawsuit and trying to take it to the hill. You never know.
Never know.
Never know. Next.
Underestimated 00 poker.
Whatever.
I own one fourplex, one duplex, one triplex, one commercial space. And that can be a hotel, and a lot we can put a sixplex
on.
Oh, and a lot we can put a sixplex on. We do not want to sell, but our lenders are putting pressure on us to unload, and I'm not sure what to do. Cash flow is becoming an issue.
Okay.
So 4 units.
Your lender's only going to put pressure on you for 2 reasons. Okay, which in those small properties, it's hard to believe that they're telling that you're not meeting your debt ratio and you're violating the law, the loan agreement. So that could be the issue. Otherwise, you're not paying them. I mean, there's only 2 reasons why the lenders fuck with you. You're not in compliance, you're not paying them. I mean, I don't understand if the fourplex is rented and bringing in cash flow, and the duplex is bringing in cash flow, and the triplex is bringing in cash flow, and the commercial spaces get bringing in cash. Why are you not making money? You know, because if you were making money, you should be able to pay your mortgage. I don't know. Do you have any equity in the property? It might be time to sell if you got equity in the property. I don't know. If you don't want to sell, you got to come up with another plan. Can you refinance it? Is your loan just up and the lender wants to get paid back? Is that the question? Is it one loan where it's cross-collateralized between all these assets? I don't know. Go to benmallah.com, consult with Ben, and we'll find out.
Does it matter if they are in Canada? It looks like
Canada.
They're paying with Canadian dollars.
I don't. Canada's a different world, but similar. Everything works the same way. I don't know why the bank is putting pressure on them, but if they are putting pressure on them, you got to release the fucking pressure. Okay, and you got to figure out how you're going to do that. It's either sell it, it's either refinance it, or whatever you're not doing that you could be doing in a property, you should be doing regardless. Done.
Ann Hurlich, 776.
Ehrlich.
I'm in college.
Eon Hurlich.
Eon Hurlich. I'm in college going to real estate debt.
I'm in college going into real estate debt replacement. And I'm wondering if I should target a job in New York City or Dallas. I'll be graduating with $190,000, 730 credit score. So I could immediately buy a quadplex in Dallas, baby. Yeehaw! You're going into real estate debt replacement. They're only going to be a loan broker. Okay? And, you know, I never even fucking went one day to high school. You should be ashamed of yourself. I could read a lot better than you. And you drunk out after 1 year of college.
I can read, but you just had me read a whole damn book. I've been here for 2 hours reading.
All right. So basically, listen, you got two choices, New York City or Dallas. I'll tell you about it. New York City is a tough place. And with that kind of money, I don't think you're going to buy shit in New York City. But you'll get a fucking experience of a lifetime. If you go out of college into New York City, you will get the best fucking training you ever seen in your life because you're going to be right in the middle of where the shit goes down. I've seen it with his friend. That's all his friend did. And you know, it puts you into a whole different level that we've never been on.
Whole
Big
different
level.
mindset.
Okay.
Everything.
So you get great experience in New York, but you ain't gonna be able to buy shit. You're gonna be in trouble paying rent. Then what happened? You took it away. Now, if you go to Dallas, I don't really know. I'm sure there's big money in Dallas too, but right now, I don't know. There's big money in Dallas and, you know, the good old boy and the oil money and all that. So I don't know the market as well as I know. It's not like New York. It's a lot of good old boys. Yeah, you need to borrow $1 million. Here you go, boy. Here's $1 million. I mean, I don't know. Dallas, I did some shit in Houston, but listen, Dallas, you'll be able to make money in real estate because the real estate's cheaper, because the place is bigger, and you'll have opportunity there to be in real estate. But if your career is debt placement, I'd go with New York, get the experience. You can always go to fucking Dallas anytime you want after you got that New York experience. And then you go and kick the shit out of everybody in Dallas's ass. Because that's basically what happens. You grow up in New York, you train in New York, you go to all these other states, you're fucking running circles around everybody. So I'd go to New York for a while out of college and get that experience and live that life and keep that money in the bank and stash it.
Forgot you had a showing coming up. This place going to smell like a Black and Mild in this little.
Shh, don't tell nobody. You got to bring that up.
That's
All
not
right,
just
what else?
open-
Come on, people pay. We got to talk to them. Let's go.
All right.
Come on, go. Read.
Do I
have
get to keep some of
20,000
this?
saved up. Thought about doing BRRRR. Buy,
BRRRR.
rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. Yes, sir. Those are my orders. Buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. Fixing the house just enough to pull my money out, then renting the Section 8, baby. Then repeat it times 100. Sounds like my life story. I mean, listen, you got 20 grand saved up, but what the fuck's that going to get you? Okay. And you still need a loan. It's all about borrowing the money from the bank. Now you got the plan. You got a good plan. It worked for me. Now you have to put the fucking plan in action. Zapata. Doesn't that mean women's shoes? Zapata. You know, donde mis zapatas? Don Carlos Zapata. Anyway, seriously, you got to line up the rest of the money to do the deal. 20 grand is good. You keep saving. And you're going to have to be able to qualify for a loan. Your first home, you know, you might want to be an owner-occupied fourplex or a triplex and then rent the other units out. Or, you know, buy it owner-occupied and a house hack. Have somebody in that bedroom, put somebody in that bedroom. Section 8 won't do it, but you can get other people. Anyway, you can rent some rooms by the hour. You never know about that. But basically, listen, you got a good plan. It worked for me. You can do it. And you got to line the money up with the bank. What's going to get the bank to loan you money? That's the whole next step for you. And find a good deal.
Kishan Patel.
Kishan Patel.
Hello. I am
in my 20s. Family business owns Wyndham properties in San Diego. I am studying for my LSATs. What is your opinion about law and AI? Is it worth?
What steps can I do to create more money?
Dollars.
honey.
We American, we do dollars. Everybody have money, but in America, we have dollars.
If your
Okay.
family owns Wyndham Properties, you need to
Work the
in
family
that.
as
You're
much as you
20.
can.
Work
Listen,
that.
seriously. I mean, come on. Wait, LSATS. What is that? Medical? Look it up. What the fuck's an LSATS? I never went to high school. LSATs. LSAT sounds like he's becoming a doctor. I don't know. You know? Does anybody
Law
know?
school. Law school.
Law school. He's going to be a lawyer. Indian lawyer. I don't think I've ever seen a fucking Indian lawyer.
Oh, my son, I'm so proud.
They
he's a
normally
lawyer.
have lawyers, a team of them. But, yes, Your Honor, he was not drunk at the time you pulled him over. Okay, he took the breathalyzer, he passed the breathalyzer, and he was not drunk, Your Honor. The police are lying.
But Wyndham Properties is a good
Let me tell you
brand
something.
that
I've
your
been
family's
listening
in.
to Indian talk all week.
I love Indians.
Happy
I
has
love
been
them.
chewing my ear off.
I love them.
No, Ben.
I love
This
Indian
is not
food.
how they do it. When we buy hotels, we don't do all this bullshit. They want us to do all this bullshit. Okay? This is not how it goes. Okay, so anyway, Mr. Patel, let me tell you, I met a billionaire named Patel.
There's a lot of Patels out there.
Okay, Patel's a big family. That's the big family. Okay, maybe it's like the Joneses, but the Joneses in America ain't got
Okay,
no
but
money.
if you had
The
that
Joneses are poor
opportunity,
folk.
would you become a lawyer? Maybe if he
Listen,
loves being
his
a
family's
lawyer.
making him become a lawyer. Why? Because they think they're going to save money by getting his services for free by putting him through law school.
That's true.
That's the way a lot of families think.
That's true.
Unfortunately, it didn't work for me. My niece wants to be a lawyer. I said, what do you want to be a lawyer for? We hire lawyers. Lawyers are service people. You know, they supply a service. You got a lawsuit, you hire a fucking lawyer. You want to do a contract, you hire a fucking lawyer. Let them spend their fucking all those years in school studying that shit.
Because I know lawyers.
They get paid to protect your ass.
I know lawyers that would
Nash
love to have
is
a
our
piece.
family ass protector. Okay?
Because people look at it that
and
way.
if he needs help protecting our ass, he hires other lawyers. You know, he's like the hired gun. Sometimes the hired gun has to put an army together because we're going to war, baby. I hate fucking litigation.
What's your opinion
so
about law
basically,
and AI? Is
listen,
it worth it?
I don't understand.
Is AI going to fuck up the law?
Listen, all right, here we go. All right, I'm glad he brought it up. Tom, my lawyer told me, he said, you know, this AI and Ben Jr., Ben Jr. really likes this AI stuff. He's giving me shit that I don't need to work on. I don't like that. Basically, Ben gives me all his documents and leases and things that they don't need any changes to. So AI is definitely affecting law because people have access to all the information that you guys spent all those years looking up and studying and doing. So the AI is definitely, affecting law tremendously, in my opinion. I think it's cut all legal bills down because Ben Jr. would hire lawyers in Tom's firm all the time. I tell him right away, you got a problem? Can you solve it?
A specialist for this.
Hire a lawyer.
Specialist for that.
I always tell him that. Go to the lawyer. Let them handle it for you. Now you got somebody to help you and do it for you. So there you go. So now he's finding so much information out there that's available on AI that it's definitely cut our legal bills down because we don't have lawyers work by the hour. If you only give them an hour's worth of work to do instead of 5 hours, they lose 4 hours. We save 4 hours. A good lawyer is $500 plus an hour. So, you do that 50 times a year is big money, baby. Big money.
You better get your ass back behind that front desk and run that hotel.
Anyway, listen, seriously, you want to be a lawyer? That's great. But you're doing it for, I don't know what reason you're doing it for. But the point is, if you belong to a family that owns Wyndham Properties, which Wyndham is a great brand, then you should really be focusing more on the business and hiring the lawyers. That's what I would do. That's what I recommended my kids do. If Vincent wanted to really, really, really,
I could have been a lawyer.
Work in the ice cream shop.
I could have been a lawyer.
Why you want to work in an ice cream shop when you can just go in and buy fucking ice cream?
I could have been a doctor. I could have been a lawyer. I could have been a rapper.
You could have been
I'm
all
working
these
for the
things
family to help my
if
family
you would have
out.
moved to Swahili.
I'm a nice guy.
All right, what's next? Are we done? I'm tired. All right, here we go, baby. Here we go. Uh-oh. That's phony money.
Wait, how much is
that's
pounds?
like,
11 pounds is about $9.25.
Well, that would make me worth a lot. Hi, Ben. I'm looking to move some assets from the Middle East into the U.S. The state, but I know very little about the geography. It's not the desert over there. Only if you go to Arizona or maybe Texas. Wyoming. or Montana, oh no, not the real desert. Desert is just Arizona or Las Vegas or whatever, Nevada. Any up and coming areas you think are worth looking into diversifying?
He's saying anywhere in the U.S. I mean,
listen, if I was living in the Middle East,
anywhere in the U.S.
We don't want to go political tonight, but anyway, listen, you got to look at, it's not just what you're looking to invest in. It's got to be somewhere you're going to be comfortable living to meet your lifestyle.
They need to know. You're right.
But Florida is good. You know why Florida is good? Because people are always dying to come here, literally. People work their whole fucking lives. They put up with the snow. They put up with this. They put up with the cities and all that bullshit. I want to retire in Florida. And they work their whole fucking life to retire in Florida. So there's always money coming in. And when those people die, more people are coming in. It's like a revolving door. We got a revolving door of retirees and people that want to retire here. Plus, we got all the rich people that want to hide there, have a little more protection because you can't take your house from you in Florida. You can sue me, but you can't take up my house. Only the bank can take it and the taxes can take it. So Florida is only, and the weather's so great.
Stop talking people into coming to Florida. They
he
need
doesn't
to go,
want the competition.
They need to go to Nevada. It's just like the Middle East.
I believe in brotherly love.
All
Florida,
the sandstorms and all the sand
anyway,
stuff.
there's opportunity everywhere. It depends on how much you can stomach. If you go to friggin' Chicago right now, you go to New York, you can make money anywhere. But are you going to be happy there? And if you're happy, you tend to make more money because you're happy where you're at. So it makes you want to make more money. If you're in a shitty place, you can make money, but you're not going to be that happy and you're not going to grow that much. But I mean, I only stick to Florida right now. I don't like anywhere else in this country. If you look at us on a map, you got this big thing, kind of looks shaped like me. And then you got this little schmeckle that hangs out. And that's Florida. Kind of like away from everybody. But anyway, it's where you piss from. You're right.
I said piss.
But you got to go around, shop around, look at stuff online, start visiting places. Find out if you want to do it intelligently. You might want to look at where things are growing. What other companies are developing. Follow all the development. Look up what areas companies are building factories in, or where Amazons are going up, or where they're generating, bringing in more population, drawing more population.
Look up Middle Eastern population in certain states and find out.
In this country,
maybe they want to feel at home and they want to be around other Middle Easterns. Some states have a lot. Like
I'd rather not. I'd rather they feel at home, be with everybody. But anyway, that's another subject. The point is
the food.
Do some homework. We could find growth in real estate. You follow the home builders. Okay, when guys have spent millions of dollars doing research and development, looking for places to build thousands of homes or apartment buildings or anything like that, then that's where it's growing because they're making a major investment over years of building a new community. Find out where the new communities are being built. Go to the home builders and go to their website and see all their newest projects. And that's where they decided they wanted to put their money, and they do a lot of homework. So you follow them because they look at what businesses are building and who's growing in the business world and in that world. Then they say, okay, well, the businesses have people, then we're going to build housing for those people. And then the developers come in and build a retail for those people. So you got to look for where the growth is. Look up companies, home builders.
Follow
everything.
The money, like you always say, the big money. Follow the big money and stay close to them.
And take
is
the
safest thing.
And collect the crumbs. Or in your case, the what do you call it?
I can think of something.
The bread that they eat the hummus with.
The pan?
No, the roti. The Indians call it roti. The Middle Easterns call it,
what
do they call it? They eat the shawarma and the babaka and the babakas and the hummus.
And
you want some hummus?
Make sure
it's really good. It's good for you too.
If you love
I have this Middle Eastern friend, that's all he wants to eat every goddamn time we go out to dinner. He wants to eat Mediterranean. How much fucking shish kebab can one person eat in hummus? He's on my boat. He says, you gotta eat hummus.
See, they gotta be comfortable and eat the food. So
Yeah, we know you food. You like.
I eat everything.
You eat church fried chicken.
I got some.
We got 10 pieces for $10 right now. I'm done.
All right.
You killed me this time.
All right. Well, thank you guys for everything. Thanks for inviting me out again. Make sure you guys go to benmallah.com and do a consult with Ben. And don't be afraid to ask him, hey, can you put Vincent on three-way so we can really talk, man to man, or have some real questions for the younger generation?
If you
or
want to
any
hear what not
ideas,
to do, I'll always get Vincent on.
you
the
can
line.
call me on three-way anytime, or Ben Jr.
And then we'll just do whatever he
or-
says opposite.
or
like my
Rafal
father.
or Gilligan. We got a bunch of people
Yeah,
he
right.
reaches out to. Okay.
Gilligan, I'm going to kill if he doesn't shut the fuck up and get his work done. Every little stupid thing I ask him to do, I got to hear a whole fucking class on it. I don't give a fuck. Just fix it. And today, you know what he did? He was going to change the tire in Carla's BMW because she said that it went flat. So he goes under the car, he finds out inside it's some kind of bubble or some shit is leaking, blah, 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 blah. Fine. Oh, I have to find a tire and this and well, is there a fucking spare? I don't know. I don't know if they put one in that car. I have to look up the manual and all this shit and go see if there's a fucking spare in the car. Oh, there's a spare in the car. Well, why don't you fucking just jack it up and put a fucking other tire on? You working at a fucking diesel mechanic. You can't change a fucking tire. This is the shit I deal with in the middle of my day while I'm working. And then he says, well, I can't find it. There's a lock on the fucking
On the rim.
You know what I did? There's no lock. I couldn't do it. I want to kill him. I AI'd. Where is the lock to the rim on a 2025 BMW X7 M60? And they show you exactly this little compartment in the back when you open the door that's hidden in there.
Oh, I didn't look there.
It didn't go to AI. AI, baby. It's taking over. It's telling us every fucking thing we want to know.
All right.
I'm going to
Honestly,
start my own AI.
seriously.
Ben AI.
Seriously.
Ben A.
you guys need to realize how
I'm tired.
how good you have it to be able to call this man with all this experience,
that gives a fuck.
and he really takes so many phone
I
calls.
don't want no money from you, except we got to pay
I'm
Rafal for the
telling
call.
you, if I
I'm not
wasn't his
looking.
son, this would be honestly, he would actually be
If
doing
it
me a
wasn't my
favor.
son, he'd be broke.
I'd be calling the hell out of you on that benmallah.com.
All right. Good night. Good luck. And adios, amigos. Peace out.